Hello, hello everyone. It is time. It is time for part 2. Hello Yen, hello web user, hello Mercury, hello Quantum, and hello Saint, and hello Bubonic Tonic. You missed the last stream. That's fine. It's multiple calls. We start with a new one. It was D&D Sunday. I hope you had fun. Give Quantum their little guy. Also, I need to complain. You know what? I woke up this morning, suspecting nothing bad, you know. I thought, oh, the Suzy call is out. What else could happen? Nothing crazy could happen, right? And then I get a notification on my phone. Yen uploaded a video. I was like, oh, Yen uploaded a video. What could it be? Call with fucking toasty vanilla. So on my way to work, I decided, you know what? Let's give it a listen. I was coping at work while listening to this call. I was coping and thieving at work and I couldn't say anything because I don't want people to think I'm fucking schizophrenic at work, okay? I'm only schizophrenic on stream. Oh god, yes! That just needed to be said, okay? But no, I definitely recommend it. Check it out after the stream. And with that, we will continue with the call. I started watching Jen's video when you started stream. Sorry, I'll watch it tomorrow. Oh no. We continue the call. I skipped a little bit because there was a confrontation with someone else who was in the Cloud Palace. But you know what, I want to focus mainly on Suzy because that's enough hate to muster already. The stream will be the perfect background noise as I work on chainmail for an art project. Hell yeah! It sounds so cool. So let's get right back into it with call number 4, I think. I think this should be call number 4. Yes, Suzy, the final call. It's truly the final call. No part 3. No part 3. Just a little bit.
Later on during that weekend after this call that Suzy messaged me, saying she accidentally deleted her.
So bad news, Lio, or maybe it's great news, I don't know. I accidentally deleted the Doodletones account while trying to delete a different one. First question, why did she try to delete a different account? And how do you accidentally delete a YouTube account? I don't know if any of you have ever done it before, but it's a multi-step process. It's not just like, oops, I misclicked, deleted my YouTube channel. Oopsie, accidentally deleted the nuclear launch codes. Yes. That's asinine. Can it be undone? I don't know, I don't think so, but I'm sorry. I had everything set up so that I could pass the keys. We were like 2 days away. Then I go and do this. Why were you even trying to delete anything? Because you guys said I don't deserve a platform. So I've been going around downloading videos and then deleting channels all week. I just figured if I had nothing to come back to, then you guys would no longer have to worry about me. Was it not the right response? I'm going to lose it. Yeah, Lionman wasn't happy. And you can recover it, I think, after a certain amount. No, if you do it shortly after and be like, hey YouTube, I did a whoopsie doopsie, I think it can be recovered. But again, I don't know about how the recovery process is, but I know deleting it on accident is really hard. You have to be brain dead. So, seems a little suspicious in my opinion, you know, like, Doodles, are you trying to hide something there? No, just asking. Just curious, Doodles.
Her channel. And to be frank, I don't believe her. After Julie kind of crashed out on her.
Hell yeah. I'm sorry. You do realize that after everything else that I'm finding it very difficult to believe this was an accident, yes? I did have a feeling you would say that. But I promise it was. Did you delete it via deleting a Google account? I mean, it asked for an email, but I think the account itself might still be up. How do you not know? How do you not know this?
I wound up talking to her and at least getting some of the needed data from her. But at this point, it was time. So a final call with Suzy.
Yeah, you get asked like 3 times if you're sure. And you have to sacrifice a frog and 3 goats just to get the account put on hold. What do you mean it's an accident? Yes, exactly. You know, or I misclick accidentally like 5 times and I'm very sure I want to delete this account.
He was had in courthouse. Alright, so look,
Yeah,
we're gonna go ahead and get this started. I don't know much in the way of a preamble for this, but I'm going to go ahead and say this much. Suzy, you have been in this community for almost a decade now, based on what I've seen, if not longer than that.
Yes.
I came to you a few months ago asking you for access to the Cloud Palace because I was going to help you address the things.
And also, again, funny thought. What do you think Suzy would have said if someone else would have done it? Do you think Suzy would have been like, you know what? Good faith, I believe you. Is the speed up to just, it's on 1.25. Just a tiny bit, you know, just a tiny bit.
You thought you needed to address, and up until now I have not been able to really look in it because it is in genuine truth a massive server that's had, at any given time, 50 people in it, and all of them won't shut up. We have, however, had several
50 yappers at once? That's crazy. But yeah, I heard there were like so many channels in there. It's crazy. Suzy sounds like a mega mosquito now. Like the mosquitoes from Darkest Dungeons. It's not even 1.5. Just
people come in and start digging, and I will be blunt. You have cultivated one of the ugliest communities I have ever seen in my life.
And that's big coming from Lyle. That means something.
And this isn't even counting the George Raccoon stuff that we're also here to talk about. The way you people talked, the way you conspired, or the way you discussed victims and the victimizers, how you spoke about children is the only thing more disgusting than it I can find at this point is the FCK because children were preyed upon. What you did, Suzy, was
Damn, Suzy got the 2nd place.
you ran one of the most cutthroat,
Finally, she wins something.
vile child bullying servers I've ever seen in my entire life.
Imagine having a child bullying server. Because you can't keep up with adult. Hi Amber, you missed nothing, we just started with the 4th and final call. Where Suzy accidentally deleted her YouTube channel. Accidentally. Very accidental. And of course we will all believe it, right? Right?
Every single individual so far that I've seen there that at some point I thought was a decent human being has clearly just been playing a part.
If you wanna bully children so bad. If you wanna bully children so much, just become a gym teacher. Doodles would have to go outside for that, bubonic tonic. See, already. Did you check the microphone an extra time just in case? Yes, I did. God damn it, you make one mistake and you will forever hear about it. I did kick in, I did. It's the right microphone this time.
Because this is what they actually are behind the scenes. Now, normally I would cut
Most inclined side to. Yes, but she would have to go to the school first. You see, it's a way to work. That would already be too much.
you slack. Because you, as foolish as the reason you've given me is, have told me why you did not have any moderators up until the very end, the last few months of its operation. You didn't have many moderators because you couldn't trust them.
I have no mods because I can't trust anyone around here. It just sucks when you are also a bad moderator.
Problem is, you contributed to this. You pushed it. You
I figure
enabled
I
it.
must have.
And
I
Suzy,
guess I must have.
it's bad.
Sorry.
It is severely unpleasant.
I am sure it is. I
Now,
did not do a whole hell of a lot to keep the Cloud Palace at bay. And
Suzy,
You mean
I-
you did nothing and also enabled this behavior? That is less than nothing. That is less than nothing, Doodles. That's minus.
let me finish. Let me finish.
Let me finish. Let me speak.
Alright.
I did not do a lot to keep the Cloud Palace at bay, and I do tend to join into very, I guess, tribalistic behaviors, and that is not okay.
You know, I just tend to join in. You know, I'm just a follower. I'm not a leader.
For a leader, that is not okay. For just a general person in the community, it's not okay behavior. It is genuinely immature. And you guys told me a few days ago that, or no, it was last week at this point, that you don't trust me or that I'm not mature enough to have a platform.
Do you disagree, Doodles? What do you mean you guys told me? You mean you didn't realize after the whole conversation? It's just because they told you, not because you realized it yourself after the conversation. That's honestly sad. After a 19-year-old had to sit you down and wipe the floor with you.
I thought about it and agreed.
Oh, okay, thank you. I paused.
Suzy, immature is not the correct word here.
Vile,
Then let me
disgusting. Sorry.
I'm vile, disgusting. Yes, Lyle, you're right. I'm vile, I am disgusting. I pause Andy to her, yes.
Suzy,
Now
you're
whip yourself.
dangerous. Because here I am. Because, you know, part of the problem I'm having now is I don't know how much of what you told me is true versus a lie. Because apparently
We do not talk about the anime goon totem web user.
will lie to me. I'm going to ask you a very direct question. And it's going to be a very strange question for me to ask you, but I will ask you regardless. Suzy, who came up with the term or the name of doodle diapers?
Oh. Yes. Oh, delicious.
That was Mr. Medicare.
Mr. Medica came up with that, Interesting.
It was not Mr. Medicare.
Who else could it have been? Another hater?
Was it?
It was you.
After all those years of her complaining. Oh, there can't be doodle diapers. Oh, Doodles called herself that. On the deviant art. I love it.
Was it?
It was you.
Was it? Oops! I forgot. She never deleted it exactly.
In 2014. One moment, I'll read it off for you.
Oh yes, read it, Lyle. Please read it, please. Yes.
Please do, because I don't recall this.
Sure.
Yep, it was you. Behold, from the creator of the D-Diaper, Doodle Diapers Inc. bring you the Time Diaper. Just think of an age and you'll become it, with the only downside being you'll be a bedwetter. But only for those who play that isn't a problem.
I forgot about the all magical diapers that she did.
Order start RPing now. You did.
Womp womp.
Yes, I
You
did.
started that.
I don't remember that.
Oh, I did? I don't remember that. Oh, gee. Oh, who would have thought?
I genuinely don't remember that, but...
Oh, but I had no problem to claim for years it was Mr. Medica who came up with that,
Sure, because what I have noticed is this community, whenever somebody's in hot water, suddenly have selective amnesia.
No.
Yes.
I'm kind of tired of it.
Yes, the selective amnesia. It happens all the time. You know, I remember every little thing people did wrong to me. But what? I did something wrong? Nah, that can't be. I don't remember.
This is something from like...
Third diaper. Quantum, no.
What?
You say no, but Suzy.
11, 12 years ago?
2014.
Like, Yeah, that's 11 years ago. I'm not gonna always...
Suzy.
I'm not gonna remember
Well,
everything.
it would be a shame if she claimed even sooner that Mr. Medica came up with that, huh?
I posted.
When did the Medicare thing happen?
It was 2016. That was almost a
2016.
decade ago.
So you forgot within 2 years then, not 11.
Oops. Wait, where am I again? You are here, Shadow. You are in the snail house. Welcome to pain. Yeah, even 2 years after she herself came up with the name, she was like, no, what, Mr. Medica came up with that. It always gets worse, Odin. It always gets worse.
I guess it's a good point.
You know what? I guess it's a good point. Oh, damn. Oh, gee. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Speaking of which, you have gone on record multiple times saying how troublesome the Medicare situation was, how traumatizing and damaging it was, yes?
Correct.
Then why is it I have a screen cap from you in a different server, hoping that Lin goes through a Medicare moment because she did a bad commentary that you didn't like?
Yes.
You know what? I have this terrible, traumatizing experience. Please believe me. But also, you know what? This child should go through the same. Because if I remember correctly, Lin was still a minor at that time.
You did ask me about that. In short, I was just really frustrated at Lin over something. It's not okay.
It's really funny how with Doodles it's always like, you know what? This teenager was mean and I didn't like it, and annoying. Shadow, what do you mean with First Beckett is going on about ADL? Shadow, what is happening over there?
Well, I did look back on our DMs, and we actually talked about the video, later that night. Lin eventually, understood the problems that I had with the video on Creepshow, and she apologized and deleted the video shortly thereafter. I've mentioned it before to you, Lio. When people say that I have—
Lio, did you forget I mentioned it to you before? Lio, please.
Patience of a saint, I tend to disagree. I have—
People tell me all the time I have the patience of the saint. I'm sure they do.
actually a very short fuse, and that's an example of
I
it.
can tell. The problem is, that should have been your learning moment. That should have been a moment where you figured, hey, I can
Doodles learning? Don't worry, it will just be a few more years until Doodles learned empathy, but that's probably all she will learn. Hi, my wife! Welcome to more pain.
talk to Lin if there's a problem. I shouldn't have had to get in your face a couple years after that. And I did. In fact, I'm looking at the logs here, and it seems like all sorts of deranged behavior, chatter, and everything were talked about in your server, and enabled, and abetted. And Suzy,
And people constantly tell me constantly, I'm great, yes. They told me how nice I am, how wonderful, how innocent. Always learning empathy like a Skyrim skill tree. Yes, exactly like that.
problem. The community you have cultivated is the problem. The call is coming from inside the house.
Ring, 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 motherfucker.
And now I'm starting to fully understand, as much as we joked about me beating Septi's banning record, I'm starting to really understand why I was never invited into the server, because I think deep down, you or whoever else was in there knew I would lose my mind if I was put in this place.
No, I didn't have a problem with you
No, I didn't have a problem. You know, I didn't have a problem with you coming in.
potentially joining.
Potentially. Once you pass the purity test, Lio, you could have joined.
I just wanted to keep it as, SCC members, which you were not at the time.
Very fascinating.
Only SCC members allowed. It's a very, very hot club there. Imagine if it was a room, but how the smell in the room would have been. Oh shit, my phone. Oopsie daisy. I'm sorry. Mute that motherfucker. Oop, 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 oop.
So when I audit this thing, am I going to find non-SCC members in there? Because I have a feeling I'm going to, but that's not even really the point.
No, Lio, there's only SCC members.
It's not even the point. My entry in there is irrelevant, frankly, so we're going to move on from it. More to the point is the amount of damage you have allowed to happen here. I have now seen unhinged comments from you, Yoon, Jace, and a whole slew of other people. Jace specifically, talking about how they want to—
Oh yeah, the Jace call, there's a call actually with Jace, who was Doodletones' partner at that time. We will go over that call in another stream.
give
Very
women
interesting.
a rope to hang themselves.
What? Suicide jokes? No. I thought they were very much against those. There was a whole accountability call about that.
Like, You created a monster here. At no point did you ever try to reel it in. We haven't even gotten to the not safe for work rooms yet. This is just the cursory stuff we found that's just, in general, morally reprehensible. There's people here who have questions for you.
Okay, now. All these SEC and ACC people find partners and I can't find one. Listen, they just gooned in VC together. Do you want to find a partner like that? You know, they just happened to jog it at the same time in the VC. And then they were partners. And then they obsessed over each other, drew not safe for work art for each other. And then someone lost their mind. And then someone said they don't like you, and then they book up with you. So the others won't hate him. That's how it works.
I am not going to let this devolve into a Senate call. People aren't going to threaten you here. They're not going to lose their minds. Their questions should be direct, and hopefully...
I'm going to lose my mind.
You will have answers for once. So, which one of you has decided to go first? Because according to the Google Doc, it's Amity.
That would be me.
Amity, all right, go ahead.
All right. I just have a few questions, and I want to start this off with the elephant in the room, and that is the treatment of Leo, pre and post coming out about George. So before I ask this question, Suzy, I would like to read.
To be fair, insanity and threats are normal in a relationship, right? Right. Totally normal.
A chat log I found that I was
going to Kermit. No, we still need you, Q.
Between you and Poor Kate. So Poor Kate goes into your DMs. I heard you're in contact with the guy, and there were things that happened differently. And your response was, at the very least, the evidence showing us what happened kind of shows the opposite might have been true. For instance, Leo keeps telling us how uncomfortable he was within the DMs with George, but we don't really see that. In fact, what we do see is Leo playing along happily with the conversation. Whereas the V situation, as comparison, we see Joni was uncomfortable with V's sending of porn. Grooming kind of has a purpose of conditioning someone into being more okay with sexual discussions. But we don't really see that intent.
I'm so glad that the victim advocate has to be explained how grooming works. It's really great. It's a good sign, right?
George, at least according to Leo's document. And then later down you say, George was guilty of being irresponsible with his NSFW account. I won't say he's totally innocent regarding the claims, plus he has a tendency to self-destruct. But what we don't see through Leo's doc was grooming. Now, I'm reading all of this again. And it begs the question, what, in public, in the George video, your claim was that Vivian and I, who, for anyone who doesn't know, Vivian is Channel Grey, that Vivian and I had implanted the idea that...
Wait, the diaper enthusiast was a victim advocate? Well, they were big about, you know, the accountability and into pedo hunting, you know? So, yeah. You know, big victim advocate doodle diapers here.
Leo was being groomed by George into his head as some sort of smear campaign / a way to get George out of the community. But in private, you are spinning a completely different story, as if Leo basically had been leading George on and then lied about him afterwards. And my question is, how did you even come to this conclusion, especially given at the time Leo was a minor? A minor cannot lead on an adult.
I wasn't intentionally trying to say that Leo was
Who is George? George is the groomer that Doodles got back into the community because Doodles said, you know what, he might have sent pictures of himself into an address, and might have asked underage people to get into a dress for him, and might have drawn children in a magic trick situation that he had a kink for. But you know what? The victim didn't set boundaries. And that's how he got back into the community. And the victims apologized to him. The end.
leading George on. My point was trying to be that there was a miscommunication between the two.
Guys, there was a miscommunication between the adult man and the minor. You don't understand.
I do see where you get the idea, though.
You know what? I do see that might have could come off as wrong. You know, maybe I can see it.
And the idea that I had was just like from, as I said, from the evidence.
And
you know, from the Google Doc that told all of it.
your conclusion to all of it was to focus more so on the minor and how the minor could have handled it better and how the minor could have communicated better, rather than
well, maybe the minor should have handled it better. Doodles. According to Doodles. Hi, Platinum. Guys, you don't understand. Listen. Guys, why are you booing me?
at the adult and wondering why is the adult even talking to a person like this, let alone a child in the first place.
That's the question I asked all the time. Why are all these people talking to minors?
And that was enough for you to let a groomer back into the community. Around people, around minors, and then eventually around two of his other victims in Autumn and I.
Doodles be like, what was the minor wearing though? Did we even think about that? Fun fact, most of the info was gathered by like 3 people who found all the evidence from posts made 5 years ago. So the info was out when she said evidence at the time. Yeah. Fascinating how that works, huh?
Suppose so.
So then, the other question with that is why did you never reach out to Leo, Autumn, and Ryan? I don't want to hear about we didn't want
You had that blocked for mysterious reasons.
anything to do with you. You could have reached out, even if not to us directly, through someone else that you knew had contact with us, or even just made some sort of statement about wanting to contact us.
Right?
Someone could have tried.
I don't think anyone had contact with you guys at the time.
I don't think anyone actually talked to you guys, you know, after I said you all are stupid.
Did you try, though? That's my question. Why didn't you try?
No.
No. Did you at least try, though? Did you do the bare minimum? No. No.
Try it. I mean, because you guys had me blocked, I didn't figure there
You had me blocked, so I was like, fuck the victims. Anyway, next to the next one.
point in trying.
Okay, I'm just gonna... I'll let someone else handle that, because that's a whole other can of worms for your handling of victims. But
No,
I
that's
want to pivot.
That's true.
Because another point of discussion that we have talked about in the courthouse since you left last week was the handling of the document about Rachel. And there is a point in the Rachel document. Yes, we have been looking back on that. And there is a point in the Rachel doc that we have wanted to talk about. And it is...
She didn't claim to be an advocate. This would be a hard point to hammer because it's not anyone in the community police or reassuring people. But she intentionally sent attack docs to the victims? Yes, and claims to be an advocate. If she was someone who said, you know what, I don't really care about the victims, I just want to cover the situation, that would have been something else. But Doodles was always someone who was really big on the whole accountability and, you know, taking and bringing justice for the victims. And if anyone else would have done the same as her, you can believe she would have gone up high and mighty on her soapbox.
Your mentioning of Autumn's private, intimate life. And you know what I'm talking about.
Oh.
When this was brought up in the Cloud Palace, we have logs, and you say, well, Rachel talked about it with people. First of all, in private. It was never public. This discussion of what Rachel and Autumn did was never public. Until you made...
So Doodles made sexual information about a victim public? Wow. That's fucked up. Fuck me.
Made it public. And your excuse was, well, Rachel talked about it, so it's fair game. Why?
You know what? Rachel talked about it in private. You know what? Might as well do it public. Not just that the minor was groomed and named her, but also sexual details, apparently, of what happened between the two. When it wasn't public.
Well, I think that one
Well...
kind of answers itself.
The fucking audacity on that bitch. Well, I think that one answers itself, right? Who cares?
Thought Rachel talked about it more publicly.
You know, I did an oopsie. I thought she talked about it publicly. Oopsie daisy, guess I leaked it. Oh, well. Whatever will I do?
Nope, she never had. And even then, if she had talked about it publicly, it should have been shot down, but it wasn't talked about publicly. Rachel kept it within the circles within Discord calls and within chats, private chats. Not, it'd be different if this was like in a public server. No, it was strictly to friends.
Fuck.
That's fair enough.
Doodles! This is not a fair enough situation. You say fair enough when you forgot to clean the dishes. This is not a oopsie doopsie fair enough. Where Doodles has less empathy than me, bro. Burnt by cops and murdered my village. Oh well, fair enough. Oops. Fuck.
And again, you excuse.
Bro, most streamers who always say, you know what, I don't give a shit. Really about the victims. I'm not an advocate. Have more empathy than whatever this is.
This. You excuse it even after Autumn herself calls it out in her own document a year later. You excuse it with the fact that Rachel had spoken about it, even after.
You excuse it with an oopsie daisy. I need a zip.
Autumn herself said she was not okay with this. You guys clowned her for this.
What? Excuse me?
Because given everything, yeah, like, as Shuli says in the chat, like, Autumn expressed distaste for it being out there, and you blamed Autumn for not making sure Rachel wasn't bragging about it.
You know what? You should have stopped your groomer from talking about it. Not my problem. Your groomer talked about it. It's all fair game.
Your point was, why hadn't Autumn said anything to Rachel about stopping it?
Where? I said zip. Shut up. Shut up, Q. Q, shut up. Bald. Bald.
I guess if I'm gonna end my part of the conversation, I want to end it with the question relating to Autumn's situation. I mean, honestly, if Autumn, are you okay with me just asking the question bluntly, mainly in regards to what Ephron called it in the chat earlier? I want to make sure, okay. Suzy, you're aware that what Autumn was talking about and what Rachel was bragging to you about was sexual assault.
Dude was just like, yeah, no, sexually assaulted, haha. Well, should have told her not to talk about it. Victims advocate number 1, bruh.
Are you aware?
I forgot what sexual assault was. Can you explain? Define sexual assault, please. Hey, Rain, welcome to Losing Our Minds.
It wasn't at the time, when you put it that way.
I wasn't at the time, but you know what? When you put it that way, gee, I fucked the pooch on that one, huh? Did I?
But I see it a little bit more, yeah.
Yeah, I see it a little bit more. You know what? When you put it like that, that sounds kind of fucked up. Yeah, when you say it like that. Yep, yeah, you know what? Fair point. Yeah. Bro, I can't. How?
Because Autumn had talked about it before, like, Rachel basically gave it away on a silver platter, saying that, oh, Autumn decided to withdraw consent, but then Rachel wanted to keep going anyway.
Oh, that's bad. What the fuck, Doodles?
And then the act was made into a running joke with her, and then you publicized that account in the Rachel
Yeah, that's bad. It's bad.
document.
Sorry.
Doodles, this is not a oops sorry. This is not a sorry. This is not a sorry situation. This is not a oops sorry. Well, bygones be bygones. Doodles, this is not a sorry.
Well, I guess all you got is a sorry, so no real explanation.
No, Doodle, all Doodles can say is, sorry. Yeah. Next one.
I will let someone else go if they want, but
I don't know what else there is for me to say.
Well, what else can I say? Jeez, it's been forever ago. Come on, guys. I thought they would be over it. My bad, G. Yes, exactly, Cloudy. My bad. Oops. What else should I say aside from sorry? I'm only human. And again, if it was anyone else, if it was someone that Doodles doesn't like, what do you think? What kind of tirade she would have gone? Bah.
There's not really. I mean,
Who's
the
next?
explanation is.
It would be me.
I love that Doodles is like, and the next one is already, okay, next one. They don't even wait for her to finish rubbing two brain cells together. I love that. She will defend Nato, yeah. It's been a year, get over it. Doodle doofus, yes.
And say your name for the record, please.
Hi, this is Lucifer. I'm actually
Okay.
here to ask questions on Donnie's behalf because he's currently taking a mental health break, and I'm doing this for him. This is going to be very brief.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
two things. So, Suzy, did you recognize how vulnerable Donnie was about Vivian after January 2020 when using her to convince him and others that George wasn't a good
I know it's a different Lucifer. It's just. No, we're hating on. It's fine. It's fine.
Pardon?
Oh, it's my volume.
My name is Dew of the Mountain. On Discord, I cannot make fun of anyone else's name.
Sorry, guys.
No, you weren't cutting out. I didn't quite. I guess get what you were asking.
This is just how he worded it. So, did you recognize how vulnerable Donnie was about Vivian after January 2020 when using her to convince, convince Donnie and others that Horace wasn't a groomer?
Oh.
Oh.
That means you have the pass. You know what? You're right, web user. You're so right. My bad.
Okay, that's your answer, but I really think you should have. I really think you should have.
Your names get butchered by other streamers, so imagine if you had a different name, SMH. You know what? Very true, very true. I got called Dew of the Mountain. I got called Drew of the Mountain. Many names. I go by many names. Just like the devil himself.
Maybe I should have, but I didn't.
I don't even think it's a maybe.
But at least they've gotten better at it. They gotten better at it. Okay, I will say. They have gotten better at it. Dew of the... Yes. No, but he tried... Since then, he tried really hard to say the name right, so I respect that.
Suzy.
I give the flowers where flowers are due. I thought Dew was an edgy fudge when we first heard her in Beckett. Lol, some edgy fudge and they're calling themselves Dew of the Mountain. Mountain? God damn it. Mine too, I'm Webster and web abuser and weepser. You know what, you should call yourself web abuser. That's actually a based name.
That was, again, in a similar vein, to an earlier thing. That was literally an assault that Vivian did to him.
I know that. I just
I
didn't
know that. Dew is actually bold. No, I could never.
know that Donnie was like, you know.
Oh, wait, I shouted last time. Here comes my favorite. One of my favorite clips. Not favorite because it's horrendous, but you know.
I know that.
I know it was a literal assault, but...
Didn't know that Donnie was like, you know. I didn't realize Donnie's feelings about it around the time. I'm sorry.
Oh, it was not the clip I thought it was. God damn it.
Okay, that's your answer.
Okay.
That's your answer.
Okay. You know, I didn't know their feelings around that time. You know, I thought they were, you know.
Answer. And this is one last thing, I suppose, out of this section. That I'm going to be saying it as if I was like he says I,
It's
but
coming, no spoilers. Okay, thanks, Saint.
I'm basically just saying his message for him.
Mhm.
I felt as if I had to.
Oh my god, it's my first time catching his stream your channels. Ah, thank you. What can I call you? Ispimi? And thank you. That's really lovely.
Brush off any feelings and concern about how he flirted with me
Welcome to pain, exactly. Welcome to pain.
as a 16 to 17-year-old, and this is in regards to your video defending Horace, and how he told me after I came out as trans that he would have asked me out if I didn't come out as trans, both because I didn't have access to proof and because I know for a fact I played along.
I didn't know those. I didn't know about that.
Well, of course you didn't, but at the same
Oh, gee, I didn't know that, guys. Come on now.
time, that's part of the impact, part of the damage that you caused with that defense video. That you caused through not actually.
How was I supposed to know that there would be consequences of me telling a victim they should have set boundaries and totally excusing the abuser, you know? The groomer. How was I supposed to know? Gee.
Looking like really thoroughly at the things, because like even at a cursory glance, like I had to do very briefly, because I'm going to admit I am hitting your video, even I could tell.
Fair enough.
That's all I have to say.
Fair enough.
What did he say? I'm hitting your video?
Glance, like I had to do very briefly, because I'm going to admit I am hitting your video, even
I'm hating your video?
a cursory glance, like I had to do very briefly, because I'm going to admit I am hitting your video, even I could tell.
Fair enough.
That's all I have to say.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I know. That's all. I believe it's Habit who's supposed to go next.
Probably hating, yeah. Spare me. Okay, that's a cute name. I love Pam. Stuff is definitely seeing. I used to watch Doodletones years ago as a younger teen in the art community, eating nachos. No. Oh, damn. God, that must have been crazy to follow this whole thing. And I hope the nachos are delicious.
Yes, hello, this is Habit. I do have some questions for you, Suzy, and this may come out of the blue, because
Okay.
this is not related to a lot of the stuff that is currently being brought up, but this is my first question. When it came to your SEC's communication video, why did you constantly make points to downplay what RCV was doing to me, to a point of saying what RCV did to me was be an abusive boyfriend at best, which
Oh.
I'm quoting from your video.
You know, for a victim advocate, Suzy has really seems to have a very constant record of always downplaying the victims.
I'm not exactly sure the best way to answer this, but what I have been made aware of by Julie these past few weeks is that I have a kind of a bad habit of choosing words improperly. Instead.
Hey, Sapphire! Have fun lurking. Love all the lurkers. Ooh, spicy nachos, hell yeah. I could never eat spicy because I will die. Yeah, kinda expected to happen. Doodles has problems for a long time now, yeah, that's for sure. But somehow it always seems like Doodles will survive it, and now, bam.
Instead of just saying things as blunt as possible, I wind up
Why are you white? God damn it, Saint. Listen, I'm born this way. I will hold your hand as I feed you one tiny chip. As long as you give me the heart what's the English name again? The heart massage afterwards.
wind up putting flowery language on it, which winds up downplaying a lot of very dangerous and very vile things.
Yeah, I don't understand when you were talking about a situation where a man in his 20s was talking to me at 17 and guilting
Ha! Not true, Wayne. It depends on what kind of mustard.
me for breaking up with him and saying, oh, at most this is abuse. That's... and I'm going to lead, and I'm going to use that to lead into my second question, which is, when it came
Pretty sure Doodletones had some sort of plot armor. The only explanation. You know what? This is the only explanation I will accept from now on.
to your SEC communication video, did you see any of the comments on said video that were basically harassing me and taking pot shots at me? And if so, why did you not do anything about said comments?
I don't think I saw any comments about...
Quantum, my strongest soldier.
I'm gonna say, Suzy, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but there were comments. There were comments that were actively trying...
No, I'm not saying that there weren't comments, I didn't see them. I'm sorry.
Oh gee, suddenly we don't see the comments. You know what? There are comments? It's crazy.
Okay, I'll just move on. I'll just move on then, but... Okay. So, Suzy, with all this context of my SEC...
It's not that I don't like spicy food. I put pepper on my food sometimes. Yeah, okay, pepper is spicy. Shush. Shush. Silence.
Your SEC communications video and how you handled it. I want to ask why, when looking back at, I was going through things related to RCV, because I decided to go into a deeper dive to get more evidence on what was done. Why was I finding screenshots of you antagonizing me and RCV with things related to us being...
Don't judge me, Cloudy, please.
in a relationship. And there was multiple times of you antagonizing...
Is süßer Senf honey mustard? Yes. It's a sweet mustard. Can we stop the pepper discussion? I'm sensitive to that topic, okay? I'm traumatized. Shut. Hi, Lulubelle, welcome. What kind of pepper? Shush. We do not speak about the pepper anymore. The pepper is not the topic, okay? My food preferences are not the topic of today.
Recognizing me, and then in response going at RCV, who was trying to defend me, who is my groomer. I gotta ask, you were 19 at the time, if I'm getting the timeline correct here, and I was like around...
I respect non-spicier so much, I'm learning how to cook unspicy food for my partner. That's true love.
15, 14. What did I, as a 15, 14-year-old, do to the point to get you, like, antagonizing me and in turn antagonizing my groomer?
I don't really recall.
Doodles, that's not a situation where you can just be like, I forgot. Lol.
Okay, alright. I'm gonna say my next question, but I have a pretty good idea what the answer is, but...
Doodle seems to always have beef with 15 and 16-year-olds. You know what, I think Doodles just hates teenager. Teenagers are generally the biggest weakness of the ACC and SCC.
I know that a lot of my story related to RCV wasn't completely well known to everyone, but did anyone have any concerns related to the fact that almost 2 months after I turned 18, Rachel, who, if I'm correct, was like 20 or in her 20s, immediately got with me as soon as I turned 18? Was there like no concerns or anything with that?
All there being no.
Okay. Alright. So that's...
I was 17 when I called out Doodletones. That's crazy. Like I said, somehow it's always the teenagers.
That's all my questions. If anyone else wants, I'll let whoever needs to go next go.
Okay, I think it's my turn. I'm sorry if I get like emotional. I've just been like, oh, okay. So, Suzy,
Sorry, can you state your name real quick, Sparrow? Well, Sparrow, yeah.
but my name is Sparrow. Hi.
Oh god, I understand Pharaoh at first. I got a war flashback.
So essentially, my first question is: you understood the way that my dealing with sexual harassment by Sherman severely negatively affected me to the point that you believed that it was why I initially basically left the internet. So why would you not do what I requested as the victim in that situation in an attempt
Because the rules don't respect the victims.
to get closure on that?
Which was?
Who are you again? Which one were you again? Hi, Yen. I told everyone how you traumatized me this morning. Not traumatized, but how I spurred out at work because of you. I love you, Yen. Very gay. Full homo.
I asked you, I think it was on almost 5 or 6 separate occasions if you would send that over to me, because it was an attempt for me to fully be able to understand and get closure on what happened. So
I think someone directly told me not to do it because it would have...
I think someone told me. Oh gee, I can't remember.
It would have upset you or something.
okay.
And I was intending to send it over. I just...
Listen, I was intending to send it over, I swear. I might have not done it, but I intended to.
I was told not to. I don't remember by who though.
Okay. Okay. I guess I'll just go into my second question. Why did
YouTube is censoring you during Pride Month? The homophobia is real.
you only choose to speak about what happened to me publicly under the circumstance that you made another video on Sherman despite knowing he was in active danger?
Don't think I have an answer for that.
Oh, gee, that's a whole lot of Suzy being like, oh, I don't remember. Oh, I don't think I have an answer for that. Oh, gee.
I do remember you saying at one point that you would be bringing it up if you were to make another.
No, I did traumatize you, and I will do it again. Listen, Yen, this morning, I woke up, was like, fresh start into the week, nothing crazy could happen. Everything crazy happened last week. Then I take a look at YouTube, get the notification. Yen uploaded a video that's crazy. Listen to it on my way to work, already crashing out, arriving at work, still crashing out, and I couldn't even tell my coworkers why.
Another video?
Because otherwise they would have thought I'm crazy.
Yeah, but
do you remember I wanted to make another video?
Oh, I remember I actually wanted to do another one,
I don't remember why I didn't.
That's crazy.
Okay. Another question. Actually, I'm gonna add to this question with your answer to the first question, okay? Why did you constantly bring up what he did to me that you knew was painful for me in a way that essentially rubbed it in my...
Why does I feel like by every victim, it's like Doodletones just rub their trauma in. Like, bruh. Welcome back, Mercury.
my face without providing it the proper tools for me to get closure for.
I was traumatized by Beckett's stream this morning. I'm so sorry, Kicken.
Especially because you noted that somebody had told you not to because they thought it would make me upset.
Wait. Didn't Doodletones have a loyal fan base in the past? There are still people who wanted Doodletones to come back. And I did my little Fortnite dance on them. And all this happened. Because, once again, I like to be right. And I got shit for saying, as soon as I pretty much from the beginning, nah, Doodle's a fucking freak. So yes, I had my little private Fortnite dance moments. Stu doesn't have to do much reading. Video. I'm cool like that. You are indeed very cool, Yen. Very cool.
So I'm confused as to why you were even bringing it up at all.
You give me an example of me bringing it to you like in a way that's rubbing.
Yeah, I got shit for watching her archived shit like 3 months ago, exactly. And here I am. And here I am. Laughing from my heart. But also crashing out because I did. Holy fuck, I didn't imagine it to be that bad. But you know what? I take it.
Or something.
Like, there were several times. I remember there was one distinct time where it came up that I like had the ability to contact him, and like
Oh
one
yeah,
of the
and I was
first things
confused why you. Yeah, I was confused why you would.
Yes, but you brought up specifically that you were confused by that because of what he did to me, when
Well, yeah,
already. But then like this was something that got brought up like more than once, like like
Doodletones archived her own videos on the archive videos thingy. And I found it, so I watched it on stream. You is always right, I'm not biased, I swear. I know. Jan would never be biased.
like almost every single time it would come up in conversation, like there would be some sort of like mention of it if I was there. Like, and it got like there was legitimately a point.
I don't need to bribe you, you already get the misgender jar at the end of every month.
Where just like it was very distressing for me to talk about. But moving on, 'cause I don't. Okay. From my recollection, you claim to have filed a police report about Sherman using those logs. I do have two questions, which is if you actually did that.
Yes, I did.
Do I believe that? Do I believe that? If she did, she probably got help.
Okay. Okay.
Every time they don't let each other finish talking, I feel a strong urge in my fist to go through the screen. Don't do it, it's not worth it. Then it's point one. Is the gender jar doubled? Oh shit, you want me to go broke?
Okay. Actually, I feel like my first question or my second question was already answered. But I suppose my last question is just if you still have them, because if you do, I would.
I feel like the landlord in the Spider-Man movie. And you was like, you will get your misgender jar when you fix this damn art commission. Yes, exactly like this.
If you do, I would like those to be sent to me, or to somebody who can send them to me.
Yeah. I'll look for them while.
Why do I feel like that, Doodles? Will probably not do this. If she does, great. But if how things went so far.
The rest of this call's going on. Because I don't really want to waste you guys' time any more than I guess I already am.
Okay.
At least you know you're a waste of everyone's time.
If that's okay with you.
I would appreciate that. I mean, honestly.
I will, yeah, I will.
If you need to.
Wait, what is the thing? What is the thing? What is the thing? Please, what do you mean the thing? What do you mean the thing?
Make sure that everyone else is heard, like you can.
Soll er pivot noch Ratatouille? Yes, we are moving his hands. The thing? Okay, gotcha.
Like, I don't mind waiting. This is something I've waited like a whole 5 years for, so a little bit more is not gonna kill me.
Oh, you mean the thing. Ah, gotcha.
But I need you to understand, Suzy. Like, this is something that has deeply affected me. It deeply affected me, the fact that I was very stressed over the fact that I could not remember any of this. Whenever it would come up in conversation, it would put me in like such a deep state of distress. I just want you to understand how that has affected me and how you've in a way contributed to that. So I suppose that's it from me. I just want you to that's all I ask of you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, and I will try to get you those logs.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Can you say anything else? Like give an actual explanation? You know, at least to try to act like you care, Doodles.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I suppose that's it. So whoever's next can go.
Okay, hi. It's time for my questions. I'm Julie.
Julie! Julie! Finally.
Everyone here knows that. I want to ask you, because this is a problem that I've brought up to you before, and I found more instances of it happening in the Cloud Palace. Why are you so quick to compare people to literal rapists and groomers?
Yes. Yes. Like Doodles literally called a victim of rape. That she's just as bad as a rapist because, and I quote, she was annoying.
Because, like, you did that to Coda, and you even tried to pseudo-justify it to me in that call we had a month ago where I confronted you about that video. And you've done it to others in the Cloud Palace.
It's the quick comparison.
It's just a quick comparison, you know? Just a quick comparison, you know? Me, when I quickly want to call someone terrible, you know what? You're just like your rapist. Doodles, that's a very that's a very bad answer. That's a very bad answer. 1 HP voice for real.
That's your answer?
That's happening. Yeah. I mean, you want the truth, right?
No, Suzy, I want to.
You want the truth? God damn it, Julie. That one got me. That one got me. No, Suzy, I want the fucking lie, you know. Yeah, is she gonna give her attitude like that? She'll get some right back. Yes.
How much does rape matter to you that, like, you choose how annoying someone is in an argument, like, to be the basis on which you compare people? Like, does rape matter to you at all?
It does.
Why did that sound so hesitant? I guess it does, you know. Kinda does. It does matter to me, you know. Just, you know. Kinda does. Kinda.
Then why were you so frivolous with that?
Just, I guess the first names that came to mind were two people who just so happened to be.
Oh, you know, I just had two people in mind, you know. One was the rapist and the other one was the raped. Gee.
Really bad about it. I don't know.
I don't know, I was kinda bad about it. Gee.
The best answer I can give you is those were the first names that pop into mind.
Alright, if it does matter to you, then why did you not think that Donnie being sexually assaulted was gonna have him fucked up for a while?
That's a good question.
I thought my timeline of events might be a little screwy right now. I thought the rape was like a year or two before the George Raccoon video.
Oh gee, I thought it was a year or two already. Gee, what? She's still not over the rape? That's crazy. Oh, she's not already over the rape. Oh. God, Doodles. Fuck up.
My timeline might be a little screwy, but I don't...
Oh, you know, my timeline might be a little screwed.
I thought there was some time before then and then.
You know, I thought there was some time. She should have gotten over it already. Jesus. How dare she still be upset about her rape? Can't believe it. I was cackling when she said it, yeah. Have a good night, Kicken. So you're planning on waiting anyone after stream, or can I leave your stream on while I sleep? You can just leave it on. I cannot even wait. Doodles remembered her coverage of George S.L.'s 2024 when she referenced the community notes. Oh god. Just still saying about time you got assaulted. She totally didn't forget. No, no, no. You know what? It's been a year. Come on now. Should have been over by that now. But this is to quote a certain lion man. That is so asinine to be like that about actual rape. Bruh. It's been a year, gee.
That's really disgusting.
Thanks, Julie. Thanks.
You were just like, well, it's been a year. He's probably over it.
I'm probably not over it, but, you know, I wouldn't have
Hello, Marie.
expected it to... I don't know how these things work.
Clearly. Next question.
Oh, you know, I don't know. I don't know how these things work, gee. I don't know how rape works. What do you expect of me? Have a good night, Dwayne. I don't know how these things work. Imagine being the victim's advocate for you and then being like, yeah, you know what, man, guess I don't know how rape works. Gee.
And why did you use Joni's grooming situation with V Omega to invalidate what Leo went through with Horus?
Just another comparison that I could pull up.
Oh, gee, just another comparison, you know?
Because do you realize that in your own overly rigid definition of what constitutes as grooming, you invalidated Joni's story as well?
Oh, actually,
I want to punch my monitor. Don't do it, the monitor is too expensive for that. Doodles is not worth a new monitor. Doodle, your alleged grooming was over 10 years ago, so can I use it as an example? According to Doodles, I think we need to introduce a sledgehammer. God. Like, this is more of a disaster than I ever expected. I never expected that Doodles would be like, ah, gee, the rape has been a year ago. I thought she's been over it by now, gee. I mean, not her direct words, but pretty much what she meant there. Do you have seen the George Raccoon video? If so, I will send you something. I've seen it, and it's terrible. I plan to also show it on the stream in the future, because holy shit. I need to show how... I can't even explain how stupid it is. Jesus.
I don't realize that. Mind
You were-
explaining?
Yeah, you said that grooming is about leading to a relationship. A sexual, romantic relationship with the victim. When V Omega was fucking married.
Ooh.
And he wasn't looking to get into a relationship with Joni. But you set that up as a precedent for what constitutes grooming because you were just pulling anything out of your ass to invalidate Leo's story. And you ended up invalidating the case of, quote, actual grooming you used in that video. What'd you say you didn't pick up?
I just said, oh,
What you say? What you say you didn't pick up?
I see.
Okay.
I just said, oh, I see.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I don't believe you. But do you still have the pillow for it?
No. Pillow fort is long gone.
Do you have any other servers that you used to own, but or I guess still own, but used to be like the head of?
Not currently.
Not currently.
Did you do with them?
I mean, after losing the Cloud Palace, that was kind of the last one that I had. Around the time the FCK stuff dropped, I deleted my servers.
You just...
Oh, you
chucked
know,
them-
I deleted my servers, you know. There was nothing to see, I swear. There's nothing to see. Yen, you can't be serious. Yen. Yeah, no! I hate everything. I hate everything.
Amount.
Yeah, at the time of the FCK stuff, I didn't figure I was ever gonna come back from that, so...
That's...
you know,
okay,
that's that.
So why did you archive Cloud Palace?
Show... Okay, I can show it. Good, good, good. Yen showed me something. It's a screenshot from VStock, you know? Had an attached text to it for V's point. This was V's smoking gun, mind you. And Doodle compared V to George. So, I will read it out. This is from V. In fact, if they had mentioned to me that they weren't a porn person at all, and not much of one, I would have gladly not sent any porn. In fact, I would have been more than respectful of it. The fact that Joni wants to stretch the truth this badly, well... No, not even stretching, but outright lying about it is fucking horrible. Like, no joke, it actually makes me fucking sick. Because, yeah, no, they never ever told me to not send them porn ever. It's just the same fucking argument that Doodles made in George's defense. Doodles saw this fucking document, was like, yeah, you know what? Great point. Great point. Happy Dinosauria Day, Majunga! Majunga, I'm crashing out here. You don't just share porn to people, what? That's just bonding there, you know? That's just a normal bonding experience. Fuck me. Thanks, Yen. I hate it.
I kept Cloud Palace because a lot of memories in there.
Oh, no, I had a lot of memories there in Cloud Palace. Not on my YouTube though, you know, that's why I accidentally deleted it.
Some of these others, there weren't as many. I
Jolie's crashing out.
I had told people that if I ever left the community, I would take the Cloud Palace with me. That's what I did.
I don't know, that's what I did.
Okay. Did you export any of those servers before you just banished them? Because I know that you...
You know, because Doodles loves to archive everyone else's servers and stuff, so what's the word? Archivist Doodles probably has those, right?
We're exporting a lot of servers when you left.
I don't... none that would be necessarily important.
You're not
That
really...
wasn't the question. I'm actually vampire drain energy from induced suffering. I knew it. Shut up. Yeah, annoying is definitely the bigger crime as rape.
In a place to be deciding that right now, if I'm being completely honest with
I mean, you guys have any need for speedrun chats?
No, but you know that's not what I'm fucking talking about, Suzy.
That's what I've got.
That's it? You didn't archive the Twitch server? You didn't archive anything else like that?
Funny how that just makes me wonder if anything else was in there. Because it just seems like Doodle's panically trying to hide something.
Community stuff with people, interpersonal things?
I mean, other people's chats I did, but not my own.
Interesting. So you archived everyone else's business, but not your own.
It's because most of those chats were dead anyway.
I don't know, most of this were dead anyway. Who cares what was written in there, you know, before that? Gee, why are you being so mean?
That fucking means anything.
It does or it did to me at the time, because at the time...
It meant something to me.
Those chats were long dead. None of them were really being used. I didn't see anything, you know, worth it there. Meanwhile, you know, stuff like Mally.
Well, Doodles, I don't trust you because you also didn't see anything noteworthy in the FCK server, you know? So I don't really trust you with being the judge of these things.
chat or, you know, Heaton's chat, those were places that I regularly hung out.
Oh, you know, Heaton's chat. Yeah, and Malice. Yeah, that's why I regularly hung out, so I kept it, you know, gee.
The logic just doesn't follow here, and I think it's because it's intended to be self-serving.
Yes.
I mean, you can think what you want, but...
And I will.
You can think what you want. I will, bitch.
You are asking a question, and I am giving you an answer. And
yes,
yes, that's how it works, Doodles.
I'm telling you how I feel about that answer, alright?
Okay. Okay. God, I hate her so much.
And the last question I have for you, well, it's more of a request.
Truly, girl boss is so hard, yes, and I love it.
Would like exports of your DMs with Avi and Heaton because I don't trust that I've seen everything about that, and I also want to know if I can have those exports from the Heaton chat if you exported that, since you were exporting everyone else's stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure I have some of Mary Skeleton lore.
Yes, I'd like that.
Mary Skeleton War? What?
Oh, yeah, and Yoon. I'd like your DMs with Yoon. I don't know if you still have him. Because he deleted his account.
Everyone is running for the hills, I swear.
Oh, just to write it down, I'd like you to write that down, Suzy, so you don't forget.
Hey, Foot Gummy! Finally made it to a stream. Gonna just be keeping my cool while working. Wish me luck. I will. Best of luck to you. This is SEC, their name stuff weird, I know. Like someday you suddenly have... Don't you remember when Fluffy Puppy did this to Honkel Bonkel? And I'm supposed to take it very serious. Yeah, and do you know how hard it is?
There's a lot that I'm gonna need to write down, actually.
Alright,
well, oh, you know what? There's a lot I'm gonna need to write down.
I would like you to do that right now with what I've asked of you. And I'll repeat it for you.
So, Heaton DMs, Yoon DMs, Avi DMs. And
oh yeah, don't forget to like the stream. Like the stream. For more pain and subscribe.
Mary Skeleton lore.
Mary Skeleton, correct. Alright, that's pretty much it with me.
Thanks for taking over Saint's job while he isn't here, Yen. You're a treasure.
I think Hidden is next.
German stuff for Rin. What?
Imagine having to write down things you need to apologize for. Yeah, listen, sometimes apologize to this person, apologize to this person. I'd like to scream and punch the wall. See, like the scream was actually quite accurate.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the moment. My questions don't relate so much to everything, like, with the grooming stuff. It's mostly how the community has been run.
What does mean when subscribe button turns red? That means you're double subscribed now. Remember when Booby Thunder sent death threats to Jiggle Jaggles and Gummy Gops? Yes, exactly. This is what it feels like, something to cover drama in this community.
My very first question is, with how stressful and unable to deal with things you are by your own admission, and how you don't want to be seen in charge by your own admission, why did you not straight up give the community to somebody else before the FCK stuff? You saw issues, you made a whole video about the issues, and when you did give it up, you gave it up to...
Don't give my girlfriend like that. I feel so bad for her. Streamers keep saying hidden. Like hidden to different people. It's very hard to hear the difference, okay? I did on the first place where I was also like, what? Hidden is in chat? What? Hidden is there? What is hidden doing there? No, it's hidden. It's hidden. Okay, gotcha. Why are you giggling? This is serious business. Excuse me. I need to stay very serious while I make the accusation that member Booby Thunder sent death threats to Jingle Jangles and Gummy Gubs. A true crime. On accent yourself, never.
Somebody like Jace, who not only has an incredible...
Shito 69 sent death threats to Gargle Grub to her OC having the same color palette. Listen, maybe it was even, you know, traced.
Awful track record, but was also unable.
telling me to change my name and then calling me the old ones. Oh my god, you really changed it to web abuser. I love you. But even worse, Booby Thunder out milk before the cereal and said the air slur. Yes, truly the most terrible crime.
To handle it.
Well, as far as giving the chat to Jace, I have explained this before to other people. It was just kind of a... It was just kind of a he volunteered at the right time. I was getting ready to leave everything, and he had said that that he would be willing to take the courthouse. As for why I didn't, me not wanting to be in charge, I tried for years, and I really had. But everyone but every now and then I would get called like the head of the SCC, or I'd get called like.
Where imagine calling Doodletones the head. No, the boss, the big boss.
The big one, and
ah yes, Doodle Diapers, the big one. So much respect. I want to know who called her that. I just want to talk to them. I just want to talk to them, okay? Stealing Dews VTuber and claiming it as my own. It was not a new club shit of drama. Listen, that sounds like an amazing idea. We make our own drama now.
Inescapable. I didn't. To me, I just kind of wanted to do commentaries. I didn't. I didn't.
Footgummy, I hate how accurate this is too. Yeah, Glub 9000 groomed this kid, but did you know his OC's backstory is super similar to my OC's? And they said the end. You know what? My addition? Even worse when Glub 9000 said the N-word.
Asked to be put in a leadership role.
I never wanted to be a leader. I was put in this role. It was my cross to shoulder.
I mean, my personal opinion on that is you could have said no.
Doodle Jesus.
You quite literally.
Only difference, mine will be bold. There's literally a button I could activate that makes the VTuber bald. I do not know why it is in there, but I was scared. I immediately disabled it.
Have just been like, I don't want to deal with y'all shit. Bye.
Oh fuck, of course you would say this, Q. Bad Q.
So...
I mean, I still wanted to be around the community.
Well, that's fine.
Yes, why do you think I deleted the option?
After years of...
I literally can't web abuser. I deleted this. I deleted the function.
Called like the face of the community. I was just like, well, I mean, I'll try to do something about it. And obviously,
no, I was the face. Imagine having Doodles as the fucking face of your community.
I've failed in that department too.
I mean,
DewsSnailHouse Bungalow stole my art style. God damn it.
that kind of leads into my second question where, given you then sort of voluntarily accepted that position, it comes with certain responsibilities. And my question is, why did you remain critical of the community, yet actively enabled the worst in it for your own gain? If you're happy to deliver a 4-hour video...
Many such cases.
...on how the community struggled and belittled people's experiences, why did you never think...
Everyone else is the problem but me.
...to challenge things or call out things when they were, when that would have been...
God damn it, Pachanka. You know what, it will be a challenge someday where I challenge all of you to make up your own stupid drama and send it in a story format. And I will cover them like they are serious drama. Coochie Poochies and fart prolapse are too minor, but even worse. He likes pineapples on pizza and traced my OC's toes. You wanna have fake beef always.
Necessary.
I mean, with the SCC's communication problem,
I would love to write up some made-up drama for the memes. Oh no, I didn't realize how innocent I was until I learned about the ACC and SCC. It was a much better time. Good old times, huh? Good old times. We're all making Google Docies, yes. And I will read all your Google Docies. And I will say in the beginning, and then, but you know what? I will cover them like they're actual real. Fake P reminds me of the judge jury. I'm making the ACC.
Didn't really have too much time to follow up on that, because that was around the time that the FCK stuff happened.
I mean, I guess, but at the same time, given you accepted that position of...
You know what? 500 sub special. I will be like, okay, Google Docy, the Google Docy contest. The best Google Docy will get a video. Will actually seriously read out the video. But I will also read the rest on stream.
Being the head of the community kind of would have been your responsibility to call out things that went wrong, not in a video, but you know,
No,
to people's faces. Yeah.
I understand, but again, around that time the FCK stuff happened, and then Lio was dealing with...
Oh, the FCK stuff? You mean... Wait, okay, wait, I need to hear this again. You know, Doodles couldn't take care of her community because so many things happened.
But, you know,
no,
to people's faces. Yeah.
I understand, but again, around that time the FCK stuff happened, and then Lio was dealing with...
Oh, you know, the FCK stuff happened. You know, where I didn't do anything.
You know, the Peaches stuff.
Oh, and Lio was dealing with the Peaches stuff. I had no time.
And I helped him out for...
You know, I helped Lio. I couldn't do anything, guys. I couldn't take care of my own shit. I helped Lio. Come on, where's my sympathy?
The months that lasted, and then I was asked to leave myself, following a really bad video about the FCK.
I mean, fair.
I didn't have much time to follow up on that.
I mean, okay. Given your time in the community, which hasn't been...
To be honest, we could just white-hit pieces on each other. Majunga Wombat was dinosaur football. 69 pages document with 3 total screenshots. You know what? That's so funny. You know what? Write your Google Doc on yourself. You know what? I think I just came... I don't think... Do you think that anyone ever had a contest like that? I think this is an amazing contest idea. Like, unironically. Bubonic tonic. I just came here. Always. My only crime is appearing in random places and sending me cursed information. Bubonic tonic is evil because she is romanticizing the bubonic plague. Cancelled. Think about all those people who died hundreds of years ago. So true.
Ensured. How come you never reflected on your actions up until you were asked to leave the community, or up until now when you were actively like being confronted about them?
I've reflected on my actions before. I guess they weren't the correct.
The only problem is I would probably have to make like 10 reminders. Please keep in mind this is all fake. This is for funnies only. It's all fake, please.
Actions to reflect on.
Yeah, clearly not the important one.
Apparently.
Gee, I need to reflect on that, wait.
Reflect on.
You know what? I reflected on my actions, but not the correct ones. Yeah, Doodles, that means nothing. That means you did nothing. That's great. That's great. Satire! It's all satire, please!
Yeah, clearly not the important one.
Apparently. Clearly.
Clearly.
I would do reflections often. Like, I've made even videos reflecting back.
What if we wrote these callouts as though we were writing about other people, but it was just ourselves? Yes, that's amazing. Just try to get as many content warnings on your docs as possible. You know, one doc is like 30 pages, and 20 of those are just the trigger warnings.
On how I, acted in commentary and such. So, I mean, I think it's not fair to say that I never did. I just didn't reflect.
You know
on.
what? I think it is not fair. Oh. Thank you, Tusky, for the dollar. Time to create a Minecraft, in quotation marks, drama. Yes. And also you all get your head pets. You all get your head pets. You're all doing great. We came up with an amazing contest idea. Listen. The creative juices are flowing. And you're all doing great for standing through this with me.
On important stuff.
Right.
Bonus points if you make a response to your own hit piece. Imagine Tusky thunder cunting and going at you. God damn it, Yen. 1 point per content voting. I love that we're all so fucking tired of Doodletones that we are just like, you know what? Google Docky contest. Let's make it already up with great detail.
I have another one where it's like, why did you, like, you stepped back from your platform, right? But you clearly didn't step back from your influence, given how you still stayed around here, actively partook in calls, and even called people out. That doesn't really seem like giving up your platform. You just did it, like, you're no longer public. It's clear you wanted to keep your influence. Why?
That actually is, and I know you guys are not gonna like hearing me say this, but that is partly Lio's fault.
Oh, you know what? This is actually Lio's fault. Put your profile pic in a grey hoodie. Oh no. Glob Shadow 69 shipped their OC with my favorite character. who I was shipping them with before. They also groomed a minor, you know. They shipped themselves with my fave character. X is lying about X. X was never around during the massacre of 1982, because X wasn't even born in 1968. I'm sorry, I drew dinosaur toes. I was in a dark place and my great-great-grandfather died of measles and I'm really depressed. Yeah, you know what? It was Lio's fault. I also blame what's happening here now all on Lio.
Because for the, like, from May to, I want to say, September.
Okay, from May to September?
I was gone from, like, everything.
Mm-hmm.
I did not have any connection to this community at all. Then Heaton's video dropped. I did come back in here long enough to yell at Ephraim.
You know, I came back to yell at someone.
From what I was hearing, this chat was being misused, and then I left again.
You know what? You could have said no if Lio asked you to do that. You could have just said no because you said you take a step back. No, there's this crazy concept of saying no. I am aware that I made mistakes, and I said I will stay away. So I will stay away. No, crazy concept, I know, crazy concept.
And then, thanks. I don't remember what was the second call, but I remember coming in here, and it was around that time that Lio suggested that I, you know, start showing up more often because I was isolating myself.
Should have stayed isolated.
You know, from everyone up to that point.
Yeah, chat is pointing out. Oh, go ahead.
And then I just, you know, per request of Lio, I stopped isolating.
I don't understand. One more response and Doodle would have been home free. True. You know what?
As often. And eventually just got comfortable back into this, into the community where, you know, I was just kind of chilling out.
You know, I was just chilling. Out, bruh.
But no, when I initially left, I did isolate from everyone.
Yeah, the reason I'm asking it is because, like, regardless of whether or not you like that, you
Pumpkins Google Docky on me. You closed the door and didn't open it fast enough. Also, don't get tweets. Like getting tweets. And you never joins in when I have zoomies. So true. I'm a terrible, terrible parent.
you have a certain sway over people, given who you are. And you returning here.
Tool just has to pick the correct dialogue once and this will all be fine. That's that's weirdly enough what I also said, how many of them tweeted, like, they just have to pick the right words and everything will be fine. No? But they have a talent for always picking the wrong dialogue option, so...
And being a part of active calls where people are being confronted is platforming yourself again. And I understand that part of it might have been because Lio requested you to be here, or because other people requested you to be here.
And again, if you are aware that you fucked up, you would have said no, even if someone requests you to be there.
But regardless of that, probably not the greatest move. Like, I'm not saying isolate yourself. Well, now I am, but that's because of different things.
Sort of stayed isolated.
At the time, I wouldn't have said isolate
that's
yourself.
fair.
But
no, I get you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then,
no, I agree. It probably wasn't the best move. Like, that's just kind of what happened.
You know what? Probably not the best move. None of your moves are the best. Weirdly enough. It's quite a mystery how you managed to do that. It's almost impressive, I will say. Almost impressive.
Yeah, and then I have to ask about the horror situation, because even if I give you the benefit of the doubt that in 2021 you were educated on the topic of grooming and went by a book definition, why did you not, as you were confronted with these things more often and confronted them yourself, at any point in time, look back on that, issue a correction, or straight up remove the video? Why?
Or just decide, or just you went like, you know what, I don't understand this shit, I will not talk about it anymore. Crazy, you know what, once again, crazy idea, crazy idea.
Why did your defense of horrors extend like up to 2024, even after you learned more and got a better grasp of what grooming can be? And this is a side note and a question from Yen. What exactly did you use as evidence for your horrors video? Was it Horus's own doc?
Oh, Yen and shit. Hi, Fiery. Welcome to Pain. I will now show off my only crime, appearing randomly.
Or was it like both docs, or what was like the ground of that?
It was predominantly Leo's document. I didn't.
You know what? The document from the victim made me think, you know what? The victim didn't send boundaries. Excuse me?
I did have the initial doc against Vivian from like back in 2016, but I didn't realize that I had that until like very, very late into script writing. And
it's interesting they say that, yeah, we just read an excerpt from that. It's very interesting, really, really interesting, yeah.
I just didn't think to check that.
Oops. You know what, I just didn't think to check that, oops.
Otherwise, it was like a picture, like a single picture that was on the...
Oh. Wrong docky? God damn it. Listen, I get my dockies confused sometimes. Is it ring? Oh, Vivian. Ah, god damn it. Why do they all have similar sounding names?
The NSFW, Twitter.
Oh, wait. Okay, let me listen to this again.
And I just didn't think to check that. Otherwise, it was like a picture, like a single picture that was on the NSFW, Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's still like the first part of my question again is like in 2020, sure, like 2021, sorry. Even though you may have not understood grooming correctly, you've since learned very clearly.
You may have not understood grooming correctly.
Had to deal with these situations, and you were aware that you made a video about horrors, and you were still defending horrors. So I have to kind of question, like, how come you understand the thing?
So Horus had a doc they made, and Leo had one. In Horus' doc, they say they had more victims. Doodle did read Horus' doc, of course. I have proof. Ah, I gotcha. Okay, so Viven is... Because they didn't say Horus, they said, like, Viven or something? I was confused for a moment. Gotcha. So, of course, Doodles read the one doc where, of course, the victim is only talking about their situation. This situation... Interesting. You know what it didn't say in Doodle's video? Please, enlighten me, Yen, please. I was meant to send the docky that exonerates me, not the one that incriminates me, damn it! That there were more than one victim, yes! Ain't that crazy, ain't that crazy? God, I hate Doodles.
Better, but then look at an actual groomer and you're like, wait a damn minute, this bitch shouldn't be here.
I mean, I hadn't watched the video in a while.
Oh, you know, I hadn't watched the video in a while. Gee, it's been so long.
So, it was just, I guess, one of those things where I didn't really have a sit down to look at it critically.
I suppose.
No, but I just shit out these videos and then I forget everything about them. Oh, god damn it.
And then my very last question is, and I need an honest answer here, is how far did...
Asking for an honest answer from Doodles is a hard ask. I need to start recording my Doodle video tomorrow. Oh, busy bee, Yen, busy bee, you better go to work.
your involvement in the FCK actually extend? What did you know? Who did you know? And why did you stay quiet about it?
Good question, good question.
Given your track record, right? I no longer believe I wasn't involved, you know?
Oh, I never said that I wasn't involved. I was there.
I was there, you know. I shouldn't see anything weird.
And I definitely partook in, like, maybe a call or two.
I partook in a call or two.
Maybe. I definitely partook in a conversation or two.
Doodles also have videos like I do in my math homework. Shut it out and promptly forgot it was Doodle anyway. Yes, it feels like it. Like, I don't know, shut out this video, you know, about a rapist and talk about the victim, you know. The victim should set boundaries. They're done. Fuck everyone. I'm out. I'm getting drunk.
That I was able to pull up from the logs that we found where I was inappropriate. There was probably a call or two where I was inappropriate with someone in the room that wasn't supposed to be there. I was only in a few calls with Teddy after all. But, otherwise, my stance on that still kind of remains. When I got into the chat, I only knew a handful of people. All of the people that I knew were adults. I was told at some point that Slimmers was no longer in the chat.
Oh, I was told Slimmers was no longer in there. Slimmers had a whole channel. A not safe for work channel. Doodles. Doodles. And again, there were also, you know, by now, there were some times that maybe you were just like 2 hours apart. So come on now, Doodles. You definitely knew that Slimmers was in there.
And considering I never had any interactions with Slimmer, I just kind of figured that Slimmers wasn't in the chat, which has since been disproven, I have noticed.
Which has sadly been disproven.
Someone had a screenshot where Slimmers, like, had a conversation 6 hours after I left a message. But
on mysterious ways, I never noticed it. Doodles.
Other than that, no, what I said before is still remains true. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I didn't partake in some inappropriate comments or throwing inappropriate memes around, but generally I was not really aware of what was going on at the time.
Are you even aware what is happening right now? Do you know where you am, Doodles? Once again, there's my idea for you. Find a time machine. Travel back in time. Go to a mental hospital. Get a lobotomy. There's nothing that can be damaged anymore. Can only get better at this point.
I mean, you can believe that if you want.
I believe in you, Doodles. I mean, not on what you just said, but I believe that you can do that. You can get a lobotomy. I believe in you.
Choose to not believe that if you want, but that is the truth, at least.
I mean,
from my perspective.
yeah.
I speak my truth.
From the for the record, I'm gonna say I don't believe it because I know there's been a chat that was specifically named Slimmers not safe for work.
Yes.
Yes.
So regardless of how active you were, and regardless of how much
damn Quantum even more. I love you, Quantum.
you saw that, and that should have been indication enough to heavily side-eye the entire server.
It should have. It wasn't.
It should have, you know, it should have, but it wasn't. Tragic, tragic.
Yeah.
You know what? Seeing the name of a minors next to not safe for work chat didn't send any alarm bells to me. Didn't see any red flags. I was like, oh, that's cool.
I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I wasn't negligent in that chat. I absolutely was.
It seems so, yeah, but those are basically all of my questions, so I'm gonna mute and let the next person go.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hold on.
I do
hold on.
have.
I did kind of interject because B did have a question relevant to what was being discussed with Hidden. So if it's okay, I would just like for her to go first. It's only one question.
Okay.
So I have a question regarding the Horus thing. I've been told that when initially asked about the Horus video, you brought me up saying that you ran the situation by me, but when I checked our DMs, what I found...
Oh, is that Ponders?
...was you telling me that, like, you brought it up on a stream and you got backlash and asking for feedback. And I told you that you couldn't then... The issue was that you couldn't put the blame on the victim, only to find out that is what you ended up doing in the video, both in the final product 2 years later, but also behind the scenes leading up to the video's completion. So I want to know, what about the agreement that the advice I gave you, that it wasn't okay to put it on the victims, changed between when we had that conversation and when the video was uploaded?
Yeah, because Doodle said in the beginning, saw the last stream, and Doodle said, yeah, Ponder said it was okay.
I don't know, we sat in a call together in, like, it was either Fiendish Pattern or Mary Skeleton War. You and I sat down in a call. You read both Leo's document and my script. You gave me the okay. I don't know what changed.
Okay, well, one, I don't remember a call like that happening. Two... Again, in our DMs, when you first brought this up to me, 2 years before the video was created, I told you that you couldn't put it on the victims. And then I hear that you're going around behind the scenes, even before the video was made, forwarding this narrative where you are putting it on the victims. Why did that happen?
Well, as far as the final product goes, as I said, I didn't necessarily think of it as putting it on the victims, which, yes, is incorrect. But follow along with me here. I didn't see it as putting
Follow along with me. Follow along. Open your minds.
it on the victims. I
didn't see it as putting it on the victims. I just told the victim they should have set boundaries.
saw it as there was a, like, miscommunication on both ends.
You know, there was a miscommunication between the minor and the grown-ass fucking adult. Who asked the kid, hey, will you put on the pretty dress for me?
And that's why it wasn't grooming. Obviously that is not correct. Obviously
Oh, look, finally Doodles learned. Isn't that great?
It's not, you know, that is not good. That is not what happened, but that is what I saw it as. So I just, to me, I didn't view it
Follow along, Doodles, you're headed for a cliff. Yeah, better not follow along to that one.
Putting it on the victims at the time. But, again, we did sit down in a call. Because I remember you asked me questions about Leo's document as you were reading it.
Okay, if you say so.
I'm sorry, I'm not sitting here trying to, like... I'm not making up a situation or anything. I know I tried to run the script by you because I did not really fully trust myself to do that video just on my own. I knew you knew more about the situation, you knew more about these kinds of situations than I did.
Not 2 years removed from it at that point. Like,
Well,
I don't know. I don't know
general
all the individual
grooming
people involved.
Well, you might not know the situation itself, but you do know enough about, like, grooming situations.
Yeah, I knew enough.
You know about grooming! You should have known!
I tell you that you couldn't put it on the... sorry.
2 years beforehand. Yeah, I'm talking about the video, not the live stream.
Okay,
Sorry, I don't...
Okay, well, let's remove the video then. Because the thing that is bothering me specifically, outside of the time frame that it took for the video to come up, was that even outside of giving you that advice then, you were going around behind the scenes pushing that very narrative. And to people who...
Hey, Quantum, thank you so much! Wait. Whoop. Doodles makes me want to play Minecraft just so I can go and scream into the void. Yes. You can scream here, you can scream here, Quantum, it's fine. And of course you all get your head pets. I am very proud of you. Again, thank you so much, Quantum. We're getting through this. We're getting through. It's almost just an hour. It's not just another hour. Not for these grown adults always have to push responsibility to others with bigger names when they're video on their channel and talking crap behind others with their own accounts, yeah. Yay, headpads, always. Oh my dears.
Like, you know, are looking in from the outside, it looks like you were cozying people up to the idea that this was the situation in order to make them more receptive to the video when it was completed. So again, I want to know why, if you admit, like, you don't know enough about these situations, that you came to me for advice, why then did you directly go against that advice in the years leading up to the finish, to the final product?
I don't know. Maybe I saw what I was doing differently. I'm not sure how to answer that, really. I'm sure there was some justification in my mind for it, but that's really all I can say.
You know, there was a justification for it in my head.
Julie, you wanted to clarify that she didn't even bring up George admitting to doing that stuff with Leo, Amity, and Autumn?
Yes, I did want to preface that in the video that Suzy made, she barely touched on the magic trick kink and Leo drawing a child doing it, and she kind of wrote it off as like a one-time thing, not including the fact that in that document it was also alleged by Amity and Autumn that George had done the same thing with them and in fact had to push them in order to allow him to draw them partaking in his kink. And this is something that George admitted to in his own document. And
the what kink? The magic trick kink. So George was really into magic tricks, especially the magic trick where the magician lets the woman disappear. You know, nothing as sexy as a disappearing woman.
And Suzy so far has not made any claims about sharing that document with you. Just Leo's and her script.
You mean the document on Vivian?
No, the response document that George made.
I didn't see that until after the video.
Oh gee, I didn't see that. Ah, of course.
Okay, that's bullshit. You shared it in the Cloud Palace. You got it directly from
Caught red-handed, bitch. Caught red-handed.
Don't give me that.
I was asked to.
Okay, so wait, are you saying that you were asked to give it over and didn't read it?
Yeah, when you word it that way, that's really bad.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what, when I word it like that, yeah, that sounds bad. Yeah, fuck, hello, Pumpkin. Hey, not on the new chair. You got your own gamer chair, Pumpkin. I love it, yeah, you know what, when you word it like that, yeah, that's kinda bad, yeah.
Oh, I'm embarrassed now.
You should be.
Oh gee, oh, that's so embarrassing. Oh gee, oh, oof. Big oof.
Embarrassed for the rest of your fucking life for that shit.
Yeah, because when they told me about this, I didn't even know the magic thing was a part of it. Like I did not even. I just.
Oh, say hi. Oh, baby kittens! I see baby kitties and I'm happy.
Alright, well, I'm glad we got that on the record.
Yeah, what do you mean word it like that? You mean saying it how it is? Yeah.
Bomberatsu, I believe it's your turn.
Okay, sorry. I have.
Show, okay. Fine. Look at him! Look at him! Hey, Slack. Thanks for the wait.
Two questions. These are not going to be long. My first question is, did you know about Omega grooming a Joni Rue before Omega was exposed by Joni? And I will bring up the message. Here you go. Put it on your Twitter.
So. And then really funny that they got... Where am I? You are here now. Once again, really funny that Doodles got caught red-handed trying to lie that she didn't sweat the other Google Doc when she shared it at the same time in the fucking Discord.
Can you...
I didn't know V was a groomer beforehand, no.
Okay. Alright. And my last question is, in the call with Truly about the coded video, you described Joni and V's interactions as them having a fun in group chats. What
Oh yeah, they had just had fun in group chats, you know, as one does.
What do you mean by that?
Run that one by me again?
Oh, I'll read it again. In the call with Truly about the coded video, you described Joni and V's interactions as them having fun in group chats. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, I don't feel that's what's the situation there.
I don't even remember saying that in the call. I guess...
Of course, once again, Doodles don't even remember saying that. Once again, the selective amnesia is always fascinating.
What I could have meant by that? Sure.
Is Doodles gonna cry? I hope Doodles is gonna cry.
If I did say that, I'm not sure what I meant by that either.
Oh gee, I don't know what I meant by that. I don't know what I meant by that. I'm just saying things. Hell yeah, you get them bagels. Is it with fresh cheese?
Remember the context.
Is it with cream cheese?
Maybe explain the context?
I can explain it. It was basically talking about V grooming Joni. You were talking about how kind of when that was happening, because it was you complaining about, oh well, V was underage, so you must not want me to talk about him doing that. V was not underage when he was grooming Joni.
Selective memory is a very OP tactic in the not taking accountability matter, always.
Right, yeah. I do remember.
Again, like I said, it's always when they're in trouble. Oh, I don't remember. Too bad.
Talk about that.
I think it's just another example of you being incredibly callous with your wording. But I think that Ratsu should have expanded on something. Basically, with that screenshot is asking why was V Omega allowed to run rampant in your server, saying things like "lewd the Joni," who was a child at the time.
Pumpkin, what is it? All good.
That's what I was trying to say. Thank you.
Well, I guess considering you had to explain to me that V was an adult when he was doing all of this stuff.
Oh gee, I didn't know they were an adult. I just talk about it.
I think that one kind of answers itself. I didn't know how old V was.
Was it a cat? Yes. He likes to jump on my chair.
Okay. Well, yeah. I feel like it kind of misses the point of a minor being sexualized in your server, and you not doing that and doing like anything to stop that. You just kind of posit it in chat.
That's a child. Was a child.
Well, we all know by now, Doodles fucking hates children, especially teenager.
I mean, I don't know. I don't have an answer.
That's a great answer. Great answer, Doodles. Always proud.
Alright.
Continue. Did I mute?
Alright, I believe it is my turn. Correct.
They're really taking turns on their pumpkin on the mic. Listen, some people can't smell through screens. The modern technology is incredible.
That's correct.
Alright,
State your name for the record.
I am Mr. A. And I had 2 questions, but
I swear these names.
Hidden's line of questioning earlier kind of already answered one of them. So I want to ask this one, and I'm going to come out and say right now that I apologize if asking this question ends up causing a little bit of chaos to where some people's questions.
Is it such a controversial question? Oh.
Don't end up getting answered, but I feel it's important to ask. Suzy, since the George call happened, the call where we, went over the George thing, have you remained in contact with him?
No.
Okay. I'm going to trust your answer on that.
Don't trust the answer on that.
That was my one question.
Rabbit, it is now your turn.
Hi, I don't know if you remember me at all, but around the time when the hating Jess hashtag was going around,
what is the hating Jess hashtag? What?
I had approached you, Avi. I think I tried to approach June, but I was just trying to get answers on why everybody hated Rin so much at the time. Because from what I heard from Rin versus what people were saying were so opposed from
Trusting Doodles is a bold move. It always is, especially after all this. I wouldn't trust them further than I could throw them. I don't know who Doodles is, but they sound awful. Doodles is pretty much someone who was covered by Mr. Medica years ago for having a cringe deviant account where they showcase their diaper fetish. For years afterwards, they claimed, oh, it's not a fetish, I was groomed into it, it's actually hyperfixation, blah blah blah. Got into multiple dramas, became a victim advocate, a pedophile hunter, in quotation marks. And not the diaper fetish, yes, always a diaper fetish. And again, always hated it when someone brought up her past with the diaper fetish, which only made it more funny to bring it up. And they have a bad art style, correctly. Art never really improved there. And, there are many calls. Apparently they were the face of the slideshow commentary community. And now it comes out that they actually swept for a lot of groomers themselves, like making a video and saying, you know what? This one child should have set boundaries towards their groomer. How do you get groomed into a diaper fetish? With diaper roleplay. Funny enough, the diaper roleplay only happened after they were already into it, so kinda questionable. Was mostly just an excuse to not having to admit they are fucking degenerate. So yes, now they get a confrontation from all the victims they pretty much played down, that they mean girled. By being like, you know what, you're just like your rapist, you know what, you should have set boundaries. If it was just the diapers, I could just laugh, but now I'm laughing and disgusted.
I knew, and also, Rin, since I met them, to even now has always shown obvious signs.
In case I forgot anything. Anyone else remember something I forgot?
Of being
now that they are getting confronted, they are being a crybaby. So they probably put the diapers on.
And being taken advantage of. So that's why I went to you to get questions, and you just sent me June's thread. That was also happening.
I feel like I need holy water after what I just heard. You get the holy eardrops.
In that hashtag. My question is...
It's too late for Jesus.
Was me coming to ask you guys why you guys hated Rin? Am I the person everybody refers to as one of Rin's friends who harassed them? Like, harassing your group?
Maybe there was a few of those.
Maybe there's a few of those. And they use a funny voice changer.
Do you remember who those people were?
No. I know some of them were like at least two
Thank
of them
you very much.
were people who came after Yoon in a comment section, and I wound up explaining the situation from Yoon's side. Eventually, I think they wound up deleting
We
their
regularly have pain on stream.
comments. But I do not remember the names of those individuals now.
Okay. And then, this is more of a side thing I was noticing. You said you felt pressured to be the figurehead of this community, but did you ever make any attempts to deny or reject that label? Or
No, Doodles loved that position. And once again, imagine having this creature as your figurehead.
In what ways did you try to like separate yourself from the community, or try to, I don't know, hand it off or ignore what people were saying?
I did outright reject the notion that I was the head of the community, but I never really made the decision.
Oh, do you not have more subs? Oh, thank you. I'm still rather new, so to say. Wait, I think, what months do we have? Yeah, I think, oh god, I've been at it for half a year now. But we're getting there. We're getting there. We're having fun here, for the most part. So, who cares? We are covering our cursed subjects.
Distinction that I wasn't a part of it, because I was a part of it. I just didn't like being considered the figurehead of it.
Okay.
Time flies.
I guess that just answers the two questions I had. Have a day.
It's always
Oh, thank you very much, Revelations. It's really nice.
Oh, now
We stay silly, exactly.
Thank you. And yep, as Julie said, it's always pouring out. And my question is, given how you have now had the opportunity to see how your actions, whether malicious or negligent, have hurt people, and how, whether intentional or not,
Time flies when you're burning in hell. Truly, the fire makes time burn faster.
your audience and platform has like played a part in that, like you leveraging it to hurt people. I understand that you currently have either locked or deleted a lot of your socials, but I want to know going forward how you're going to be approaching like...
Yeah, so now one after the other talks to Doodles, and there's a whole lot of I don't remember, I don't know. So I will take us to the next funny bit. Because I don't think we need like an hour of Doodles being like, I don't know, I don't remember. Okay, we need extortion. Oops.
There's nothing I can say.
Wait. Too far. Just a little bit back here. Let's go. Where were we? We go here.
However, you do have to wait 7 days before you can move it.
No, we need the context. Yes, I'm going to the context. They're talking now about Doodle's account again. That she deleted.
Brand account over to a different Google account. So I was just kind of waiting that off before I handed the keys.
For
to
those
him, and
new
that would've
ones,
been
new
yesterday.
here, who just joined, Doodles accidentally deleted their YouTube account after she was supposed to give it over for people who wanted to research into it. And I want you to think, how many steps do you take, does it take to delete a YouTube account? And how likely is it to delete it accidentally? My question for Doodles is, Huggies or Pamper? Place your bets now.
But, or not yesterday, tomorrow. That would have been tomorrow, because that was on Monday. But yesterday, I wound up accidentally deleting the channel.
Fine, I will just say one more thing for those who do not know. The way that YouTube deletes your account is you have to type in your password, you have to go through several warnings to say, are you sure you want to do this because it cannot be recovered?
Yeah,
And then
like we said before, it asks you like 3 times, are you really sure? Are you really sure you want to delete this?
you have to click yes. What I'm getting at is, I don't buy that you deleted it accidentally.
Yes!
Yeah, and you have every right to not believe it.
Here's a quick question. When you realized that your account was deleted by what you say is mistakenly, did you make any attempts to try to get it, or did you really think like, oh,
My money's on store bench? Yeah, I don't think Doodles can afford Huggies.
I deleted it, I guess it's gone forever?
I went to tell him what I had done, and then Lio brought
Exactly, there's no way to delete your code account accidentally. Yes, she was supposed to transfer it over, and then accidentally deleted it. Mm-hmm.
a video to help me try to bring it back up. I tried to follow the video. Didn't really
I
make a
was too retarded to follow the instructions.
whole lot of sense to me. I wasn't seeing a lot of the stuff that they were saying that I should have seen.
Oh, you know, the explanation was too hard. The step-by-step tutorial was too hard. I can't read. Cloudy, they ask you like 2 times, I think. 2 to 3 times. I delete my old tab. It's a pain, exactly. Sometimes it's easier to detach a YouTube account from your email than to actually delete it.
And that was about the extent of what I had been able to try.
Okay, so you followed one video, but didn't you see the importance of maybe doing your own research, going to different forums?
They are
YouTube's-
step-by-step tutorials. With pictures.
Searching an alternative method that was more recent year. I don't know how long ago that video was, but the YouTube system is always changing.
No, Doodles is a child. She needs an adult to sit right next to her.
I had not really had the time.
Oh, I didn't have the time. Oh, I didn't have the time to read a tutorial on that. Doodles was so busy with her jobless life.
Okay, I mean, you've had the time. And I do want to ask, because we had a whole argument about this earlier, you saying that I was looking to try and get your social security, what was that all about?
What?
You were asking for my private email.
No, I was asking for the Gmail account connected to the Doodletones channel, and I—
That's pretty much like asking for the social security number. But the pictures look like her. See, you don't understand. God, I hate it here.
I was telling you—
said email, and then I specified private email. You said you deserve nothing.
No, I said—
I mean, you do not deserve anything. Oh my god, she's freaking out.
Record.
I also have it on record since you left the fucking group chat, Suzy, if you want to play—
Get wrecked.
Play that game. Because I'm looking at it right now, and I say, Lio and I literally said we did not want that. We were not
So Julie and Lio literally said, we don't want your fucking private information. Get rid of anything in there and then give it over. Brother.
looking for your private information. I was also telling you repeatedly that we were looking for you to scrub your information from that email, move it over to a different one, transfer all the personal stuff over to something else. But I guess you're illiterate or something?
Or just transfer the account to an empty email. Or make a fresh Gmail account for that. Without your private information. It's not that hard. You're illiterate or something. Based.
It's attached to my personal email.
Make a new one.
Oh my god.
It's so hard. It's so much work.
No retort to that. Interesting.
I know there's nothing I can say that will convince you that this is fucking extortion!
God, I love this clip. Again.
know there's nothing I can say that will convince you that this is fucking extortion!
Okay, you're just being ridiculous.
Fucking mosquito screaming. Reminder. 28-year-old Doodles talking to 19-year-old Julie. He's getting mocked by someone. By someone like 10 years younger than her. I love it here. I love it.
Not asking for any of your personal information, and I've made that extremely clear several times. You're just choosing to ignore it. That is on the record.
Cutting in here real quick, I want to make something clear. Neither Julie or I were asking for her actual personal information.
Oh, DMs. Do in chat, clapping our hands like seals. Again! Leo literally told you to scrub your personal details from it. And instead, all you did was delete the channel. I don't think you're even actually sorry. And I think you're fucking lying when you say it was an accident. You've done nothing but be a nuisance at every turn. And want to act like we are the unreasonable ones, when all you do is fuck up and refuse to listen. What I did with the channel was move it over to a new brand account, which you can do to pass the channel without giving the email. What about the G drive? I had that set up. I thought I had to wait a week before I could make the move official. At this point, I want to say fuck that noise too. Y'all wanted calls, I'm willing to give those. At this point, you guys are asking me to give you close to everything, including my goddamn social security. I ain't giving that. You have been willing to I have been willing to comply with everything, but you guys are pushing too far. Fucking read.
Information. All we wanted was a channel and the data there.
Oh yeah, baby, that's what I've been waiting for. Just for the fucking extortion.
We feel this tirade claiming extortion is just Suzy attempting to victimize herself. You can see what was requested in these DMs.
The good old I'm actually the victim.
If I may bring something up, Suzy, is it the Doodletones account that you use for things like therapy? With that email?
What? What? The Doodletones that you use for things like therapy? What?
That one was attached to that email, yes.
Okay, so I think I understand a bit of the miscommunication there. Handing over the account, that's the one where Suzy would communicate for things like medical issues.
No, I'm completely aware of that. My answer to that is change the fucking email that you go through all that stuff for.
But, like, you have your
Julie literally explained it.
past email communication still saved into the inbox.
Okay, then just delete those emails.
You can make an alternate email and then pass the account onto that email.
Yes!
So that is detached from your personal information if Suzy was really concerned about that.
That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to put the Doodletones account onto a different Google account that
and somehow I managed to delete it. Whoopsie daisy. Totally nothing to hide here. So some people have the theory that Doodles put her, because she always recorded calls and stuff like that she put the videos of those as privated on her account on the... Yeah, that she put the videos as private on the account. So she could have had something to hide there.
To pass to Lio. That's what I was going to do, but you have to wait 7 days before you can make that a full transaction over. That's what I was trying to do. But when I asked for clarification, Julie had just said that they wanted my email, which is...
Julie was being aggressive to me.
I asked why you didn't decide to just send the email over after scrubbing all your personal information. And you acted as though I was still asking for your personal information, when in the recorded call, Lio and I both directly say that we aren't looking for your personal information. We tell you, you can scrub that shit.
Get her.
Channel, yeah? But not email.
Oh, okay. You're just actually technically illiterate.
Get her, Julie. Get her. I love it.
If I could offer a perspective, Suzy, this is like an email that like a lot of your like you get emails from like everything that you are signed into, like you have accounts on, right? Like if you have like Disney Plus, like you get those. If you have like old accounts, you get those.
Yeah.
How long have you had this email?
Since 2000.
It literally doesn't matter. She could have make a new email account and transfer it over there and then give you all the email. How hard is that to understand?
2011.
Okay.
Since the channel was like actually probably further back than that.
So for clarification's sake, that would be a lot of potential stuff to go over. Like I know how much stuff is connected to my personal emails. That would be a lot of stuff to have to go over. And like even outside of the accounts that are currently in use, the stuff that she's like currently getting emails for, if there are accounts that are just like not being used as frequently and she doesn't remember them, she would inherently kind of lose access to those accounts if she did.
Please don't try to argue for Doodles right now.
Didn't think to immediately switch them over. That would take time, and there would be like an inherent risk of her missing out on things and then missing out on potentially really important stuff. Like I've got like my insurance
The
stuff
risk she wouldn't have when she just makes a new one.
attached to my email. If somebody
Argument
asked me
in wallet.
to go in and like give them my email and I didn't think to transfer that, that would be a big problem for me. Inherently, I could see that being a big problem.
My answer to that is that I have no sympathy for that because I actually...
My argument is I don't fucking care.
just went ahead and created 2 new emails, personal and business, to update from the old personal and business that I had.
Literally just went, see, I just made 2 new emails, so...
And I spent days going through and changing all that stuff, and I didn't let a predator back into a community with children in it, while having access to a ton of data about that community. I simply have no sympathy. You're going to have to get it from someone else.
Cry to someone else about it. God, imagine making that much of being that much of... I can't speak. Imagine being that much of a crybaby over making a fucking email.
There is actually something else. Suzy, you had a week to transfer those emails over, so you could
Yes. Once again, I don't know why we're talking about transferring emails over.
have looked through your email and...
I was trying to transfer the channel over because that's what Lio and I had came down to an agreement on.
Suzy, what I'm getting at, though, is that in that week...
You had a fucking week.
While you had to wait, you could have made the transfer for your other accounts. Not your Google. Like if you were attached to a certain website, you could have made that transfer or gone through your emails to see what you need to switch over. That's what I'm saying.
Again, Lio and I came to an agreement that it was just going to be the one
Lio,
channel.
we agreed on this, right? Right, Lio?
Which is easy enough to do. I was able to switch it over, since it was a brand account, I was able to switch it over, or not necessarily switch it over, but like connect it to a second Google account that I was going to switch over when the week passes, because you have to have that thing set as a co-owner for a week. That is how
She's digging her grave to China at this point, bro. She's already through.
that works. I was literally trying to comply with giving the channel over.
I'm trying to comply. I swear. Promise.
I was not willing to comply with giving my email.
Again, something no one asked for.
If it was discussed between Julia and Lio, I think it's best to let them speak on this matter, then I'm going to mute.
Okay. Okay, the thing is, even taking that into account, what sticks in my craw is this. There were several hours between you sending me the message about your account and me waking
Yes, Majunga, but also you are not a disgusting cretin like Doodles, so...
up and responding, and you sat here and told me you haven't even really looked into it. See, if I was on the receiving end, even not even... What do you mean you haven't had time, Suzy? What time? You don't have a job. What is it that you do?
Called out. You don't even have a job, Poe. The fuck are you doing?
I've been kind of taken out of the house for a lot of things.
Oh, you've been outside? That's crazy.
I've
I've been outside of the house for a lot of things.
to run errands or go to the store and stuff like
I
that.
had to run errands or go to the store and stuff like that. I had to go buy groceries. Guys, she didn't have time. She had to buy groceries for a week. You don't understand, guys.
I haven't really had the time. I'm sorry.
You haven't had 10
The
minutes?
silence. No, I had to buy so many groceries, Lio, the whole week. You don't understand.
Because it doesn't take long to look it up.
Hey, errands can be crazy. I wanted to buy a wire and I ended up having to drive 24 minutes to a different city. It's not a full week, Bubonic Tonic. It's not a full week.
Now, if you had tried and they just... If you had tried and genuinely could not get it out, that's another matter altogether, but you didn't even try. That's what bothers me. Because if I were in your position, I'd be scrambling, frankly.
I think what Lio's getting at here is an underlying issue that we've kind of noticed looking into everything, and also with the Horus stuff, and also in this call, is that you have some kind of wildly fucked up priorities.
Surely you don't understand. The groceries come first. The 1 week grocery run.
Perhaps I do.
And you...
I'm not,
You know what? Perhaps I do. Perhaps.
Deny that.
You make a lot of assumptions off of stuff and run on those assumptions when you know you've been in several calls talking about how that's not the way to do things, yet you'll sit here and assume that the channel is better off deleted, so you're not going to do anything with it. Not bothering to run that by anyone.
I also find that it's very inconsistent to say that you kept certain things because of its memories.
I would feel bad for people in Doodle's vicinity. Probably fucking weeks of shitting. Damn.
And you said you've had 14 years of memories from that channel and that you felt bad about it being deleted. But yeah.
She has to cross the Alps to get groceries, you don't understand. She has to hunt for meat herself. She has to tend to the garden, you know what? Going into the forest is her grocery shopping.
Still, you didn't have any compulsion or urgency, or as Lio said, scrambling to try to get it back despite you
She
trying to
ordered a package and waited outside for 6 days. Yeah, that fits more. That fits more to Doodles. Yeah, you know what? You're right.
say that it was important to you.
May I add something here?
Yes, but let's not belabor the
might
point.
as well.
We're getting long in the tooth on this specific topic, so please close it out.
I was just going to say, Suzy, how come you have more emotion about an account being transferred rather than me asking a question to you about whether you knew someone was vulnerable after their assault?
You know what? That's a good question. That's a good question. Because she didn't cry about it being fucking extortion when she was asked, yeah, hey, so we talked about this person a lot, you know, who was raped, and talked a lot of shit about them. Oh gee, it's been a year since they were raped. I thought they would have gotten over it by now.
Nothing
I
else?
mean, I've been... You guys are really not letting me answer here.
You're letting me answer. You guys are mean.
Yeah, you guys need to let her. You guys need to let her answer, like jumping immediately. I've warned you guys before. We're not doing that here. Knock it off.
Okay.
Anyway, as for the emotion, admittedly, it might be... do I have the voice changer on? That might be it. Because
Do I have the voice changer on? You always have the voice changer on, Doodles. The voice changer is the reason that she sounds so emotionless. You don't understand.
I know a lot of people seem
You know, I heard your emotions very clear when you cried about it being fucking extortion. I heard it loud and clear then, but weirdly enough, not when the rape part came up.
think that I didn't show a lot of emotion in my videos. up until I was at a breaking point. I was made aware of that.
I need to find out what voice changer Doodles uses.
It was because of a Reddit post that I stumbled upon. The voice changer doesn't show emotion a lot.
The voice changer stays on in bed.
I know it doesn't. But I have been sitting here kind of shaking a lot.
Guys, I've been shaking and sweating and crying and shitting myself.
You know, not, well up in tears. Because I know if the minute I start
Guys, I bet those tears are dry as the desert. Those eyes are dry as the desert.
in tears, nothing is going to get answered. Nothing is going to get done. But I know sometimes the voice changer can kind of muddy that.
It's a non-point, because part of the issue is. Go ahead,
Suzy. I've used the same one as you.
Why?
And
I guess you're just more naturally emotive. But
oh, you're just more naturally emotive. Ah, of course. You're just more of an empath than me.
I have been shaking here, trying not to break down. I don't know what you're trying to read into here, but I would appreciate it if you didn't.
Uh-huh.
Fucking own though.
I'm not putting priorities over whether.
Oh, there's one I got for free from a top 3 OBS voice changers for a shitty Miku voice. It can produce the same effect as Doodletones voice changer. Oh no.
Or not, the channel is more important than people's assault here. That's not what I'm doing.
It's not what I'm doing, I swear.
My apologies then.
Don't apologize. Take that back.
Alright, can we move on from this point, please?
Yes.
Oh, Lyle's fucking tired.
Because I'm going to segue into something tangential, but not about this, because I'm kind of tired of talking about the account and yada yada yada. I am still going to ask you to please actually look into seeing if you can recover the doggone thing, because frankly it's been 24 hours.
Doggone thing.
Now. Anyway.
And I will see what I can do.
Anyway. We'll see.
Stop lying. You will leave the call and immediately get to play Smash Brother.
Anyways. There is unfortunately a larger problem with that. The other day we pulled Space Guru into a call because we did notice a very particular pattern that happened in your server specifically. I want you to tell me, before she was outed in 2023 as a groomer, what did Rachel Kohai get excluded from the group for? What did you excommunicate her over?
I will see what I can do. Does nothing. Yeah, that's exactly what I imagined here.
She chose to excommunicate herself.
Okay, why?
She didn't like.
What was you guys' main issue?
One, she didn't like Guru, so she left on that accord. And two, at the time, she was kind of dealing with her coming out, and I've not exactly been secretive about how not very supportive of that I was at the time.
If she's gonna keep stalling to not do it, and she can do everyone a favor and fuck off forever, you know she won't do that. She'll be back. She'll be back sooner or later. The attitude Doodles gives would have had me lose it like she is older than me and acts younger than my teen siblings. Yeah, like I said, she acts like a spoiled child who doesn't get what she wants.
My understanding is she also did a lot of backbiting behind the scenes. Is that accurate?
Yes, but at that point we weren't excommunicating her. We didn't start excommunicating her until, again, she excommunicated herself.
Okay. Is the main conflict and the reason your two groups hated each other because of her trash talk behind the scenes and how she treated people verbally?
Yeah, a lot of people talked about how Rachel treated others behind the scenes, and it really kind of opened my eyes.
Oh gee, it would have been crazy if you treated people terrible behind the scenes, right?
To how she had treated me over the years.
You know what? Most importantly, I realized how she treated me. I am the victim.
Okay. The problem here is that people from Rachel's camp had apparently come out previously about grooming or other forms of abuse, and they were disregarded because, well, they're annoying and they're part of Rachel's group.
Oh, we all know how much Doodles hates teenagers. Especially annoying ones. Doodles hates annoying people, which is very funny, being that she is the most annoying in the room.
And one of the consistent patterns I've seen in your spaces is that you and people in there, in order of importance to your community and how you react to it, you rate people who are quote-unquote annoying higher than people who put children in active danger.
You know, people, when you think about it, people that are annoying are just like rapists. According to Doodles.
Are you familiar with this? Are you aware of this pattern?
Teenagers by MCR does not deserve the slander.
I can't say I was, but I'm willing to hear you out.
Oh, how gracious. She's willing to hear him out.
Well, we have the comparisons to child groomers and rapists that should never have happened in general. You can just say somebody's annoying without comparing them to monsters if they are not monsters themselves. We have the way that some of Rachel's previous members were treated simply when they were around Rachel, because I will explain this to you very directly. If you treat people in a cult of personality like they're the enemy because they're in that cult inherently, you're never going to help them. You're never going to get them out of there. All you're going to do is further isolate them and pull them into the grips of whomever they are trying to essentially be around. And I've seen your community do that. And I've seen...
Hey, I have been freed from my main quest. Work. Now I must go on a side quest. Get dinner. What should I get? Noodles.
You had that as well.
Yes, I mean,
And-
no, I have probably, yes.
Okay.
You think Doodles would deem it fair if I compared her to FC? You know what? You would be like, yeah, you know what? Fair, good point, yeah. If you word it like that.
Sit here and
Then I'm gonna
deny
move
it.
on to some
If
other-
you guys have evidence.
Oh, do you guys have evidence?
We have a lot of it, and it's very unsettling. I'm gonna move into the next ones. Why did you not tell me about the crap that was happening in Cloud Palace and all the threads on different people there?
Oh.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Why would I tell you about that? Gee, we were just trash talking everyone.
Why did you never inform me about how Cloud Palace truly operates in terms of how it talks about people?
Yes, I simply just didn't think about it.
Oh gee, I never thought about telling you. Because Doodles knew. Doodles knew. Lio would not like it.
I was much more worried about how the NSFW part of the server was treated, because that was like a much more immediate issue in my
I
mind.
punched my microphone.
It certainly is an important one that we will be delving into, but your server is
Oh,
a
God.
nightmare from top to bottom. I'll just be
That's
blunt.
why I understand.
I've seen less horrific statements in Vlad's server.
Damn. Less horrific statements in Gilded Pooh server? That's crazy.
Gilded Pooh server isn't as deranged as yours is. To be blunt.
That's a big statement.
Okay, so moving on. Last year, you were
pregnant
fully
silence.
informed as best as we could about what happened in the FCK. So why was Nezzy on your end not properly looked into?
Pusser can be mild at times. Yes, but not in the eyes of these people. You know, these people. You know, where they're all like they're milk toast, and where they had to have a big accountability call because someone told someone else to kill themselves. You forgive me, but I have to deal with the American healthcare system and must leave for a moment. Fine. You are dismissed, Bubonic Tonic. You may leave.
Early to mid last year. Why just mindlessly back them? Or mindlessly back them, I guess is the question.
You know the answer to that one, Lio.
You know the answer, Lio. Gee.
I want it on record. That's why I'm asking you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, the answer is, like, while we were in a call with Teddy and Nezzy, Teddy directly stated that Nezzy was more innocent in that chat than we all found out.
Excuse me? Excuse me?
That he was.
Why is it when it came to the Heat and Truly thing, you never
Why is it now again? Oh, Teddy said.
looked into
Why is it now like the guilt on others again?
it directly yourself? Because that happened well before, well, you left, honestly.
Admittedly, as I have also stated to Chuli, I just kind of figured Chuli never really liked me, so I just kind
You
of
know
kept
what? I figured she doesn't like me, so
my distance. And then I
Even if
guess,
somebody
you know, when you have, and then I guess when you have like Avi and Eaton and Yoon, I guess, in your ear telling you that Chuli is a,
Oh, it's everyone else's fault, of course. Everyone else told me that they are evil, so what was I supposed to do?
a harder person to deal with, or you know, is a bad person, obviously you're gonna kind of grow more attached to that belief than otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, does that make sense?
Here's the thing.
Does that make sense? Did I pick the wrong dialogue up? Did I pick the right dialogue option, Lio? Please tell me I picked the right one. I'm almost out of lives.
Yes and no, but here's the problem. I had the same people in my ear. Because the thing is, it didn't require me to help Chuli in this. It just required one person with an ear and an eye to just look at this and realize how
Only one eye.
screwed up it was. And if Heaton and et al. Are in your group and they are being accused of something that horrific, you might want to look into it. I mean, sometimes you may not inherently have the time, and it might take the back burner, I can understand that, but to just blindly and deftly not pay any heed to it, I do not understand that, especially when you had threads in your server actively going on about it.
Yeah, but they were busy shit-talking in those threads. You expected actual research? No, no, no. We need to shit-talk there. Those are just for shit-talking, Lio.
It's horrific what the people in your community have had to go through. And I'm sorry they had to deal with it. Now, I'm going to ask you another series of questions here. Just one moment. There's something I need to do first.
More questions.
There we go. Here's your chance to be honest. And I mean genuinely
Oi. Big chance?
honest right now. You understand me?
I mean, I tried to be honest with you guys up to this point.
Fucking weaselly little liar. You lie as easy as you breathe.
What all have you lied about when
All
it
right.
comes to Akumu that he's come at you about?
Oh. The Akumu question.
Because I already do know that for some reason, for a long time, you denied even being involved in the diaper fetish. I don't know why you lied about that. I'm not here to harp inherently on that. But if you're willing to lie about that, what else have you lied about in response to Akumu?
You lied about the diapers. What else will you lie about?
I mean, I've never denied being involved in, like, diaper fetish stuff. I just say that I'm not sexually attracted to it.
What? What?
Suzy, your friends actively
I'm not-
defended you about how you are not inherently involved in the diaper fetish. Yes, you did.
I have never stated otherwise, I don't think.
I never stated otherwise, aside for all the time.
If I have,
Then why
I've
did
probably
somebody-
gone back on it.
Then why are your friends in previous videos talking about how they don't know if you did?
I don't know, but I've been pretty open about my,
I don't know how they came to that conclusion.
you know, relationship with fetishism and stuff. Even as far back as the Medicare video. Hell, before the Medicare video. I don't understand that.
Lio, I don't understand what you're asking me here.
But as for what I have gone on record against Akumu of, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of things in the FCK video that we wound up realizing were not true, or that just weren't true to
Excuse me? What do you mean? What things?
begin with.
Yes, like?
There was a point. This wasn't exactly intentional, and I was in the comment section at the time, coming to the realization that that is what happened. But there was a point in time in the video where I pulled a Kumu screenshot of me coming back to a roleplay, and I said that I couldn't find the evidence myself of where that was. It turns out I just overlooked the read more button, so I guess that could be considered.
Oh, gee, I just overlooked it, guys. Guys, I just overlooked it. I don't believe a fucking word you say, Doodles.
Let's see. There was the point where I tried to say that Akumu didn't go to Teddy about their situation. That apparently wasn't true.
Oh, apparently.
I'm sure there's more that I'm missing. Those are the only ones that are coming to mind, but I'm sure there's more.
Lio, those weren't lies, I swear. It was just oversights, gee. Just admit something for one time, Suzy.
Very well. There's not too much I can press you on there, because it's not like I have data in front of me. Small Bean, were you going to ask him a question? I don't know if you got the chance to.
Yes, hello. That's me, I'm Small Bean.
Can't there be one person named George?
Sorry, I had this written down. Give me just a moment.
I hate people with these fetishes that deny the painful obvious. People like Doodletones are the reason why people showcase innocent fetishes uncensored to people is so common and defended, yeah. Because they're like, I'm not sexually attracted to it. Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't
fuck, George Osaguma. Can't there just be one person named... Fuck, what is not a Guma name? Gregor.
The other calls, this is the only call I've been in. So forgive me if this was something that was touched on previously. I'm just curious, I guess. As you stated pretty far back in the call now, you've been, and this has been pretty public, you've introspected a lot about your actions and place in the community in the past, while all of this stuff in Cloud Palace was happening behind the scenes. So
I've been tuning in and out. My brain is mushed this Monday. Isn't that like every Monday?
So my question is what was highlighting the issues you chose to highlight publicly in the apology videos, while doing what you were doing behind the scenes, like a deliberate obfuscation or an attempt to represent yourself differently publicly than you did behind the scenes?
I just have skewed priorities. I was introspecting on the wrong things. Really.
Listen, I looked inside myself. The problem is I was doing introspecting wrong. You know, I thought about a lot about what I did. I just thought of the wrong things, so I have to begin from anew.
Really what it comes down to.
And then, was there a conscious decision made to present yourself differently in your videos than you did in your own server?
That one I will say, yeah, there was a bit of a conscious effort for it. Because as I said, I know that I'm very quick to anger. I don't really have the patience of a saint that some people have said that I do.
Guys, people told me I have the patience of the saint and that I'm the nicest person around.
So I do try to, I try not to show that side too often in videos. But so there definitely was a conscious effort for it. Oh, did I cut out? Oh.
Boy.
You're able to be heard. Lio, you're being abducted by aliens. Mute, please.
Oh, okay.
Oops.
Yeah, so there was a thing for that. Same goes for the cruelty side of things. In 2017, 2018, I was a lot more cruel in my content. and I didn't
Oh, it
really
was so cool. You mean you were always cringe?
gel with it. But I guess, you know, that didn't change how I was behind the scenes, so...
What you mean to say is you were always a bitch.
But yes, there was a conscious effort to you know, be less destructive in my videos.
Alright, that was my only question. Thank you.
Alright, so I'm going to try to wind some of this down because we've been here for over 2 hours now. I think everybody else has gotten whatever questions
Oh god, imagine spending 2 hours with Doodles on a call.
or actual importance out of the way for the most part.
I just want to tack on one more name to the list of exports that I'm requesting. I also was reminded of Nezzy.
Oh!
Nezzy? Okay.
Prepared to see a lot of crying, and that's about it.
You know what? Very true. Very true. I bet those two will always trauma dump at each other.
So,
Anyways.
just... I was about to say, just...
You'll be linked to Google Doc for the requests made of you if you're worried about rattling something off right now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
No problem. You have the thing hidden for that. She's the one keeping track of it, thankfully. Okay, so...
The music is so happy.
There's nothing about this that I enjoy, to be honest with you. Because I was hoping that somebody within my circles who made it very clear that they wanted to help hold people accountable and do good within this community would...
Well, you counted on that being Doodles. That is your first mistake.
Be consistent. And so far, the people who have done it actively, not just been support behind the scenes, but done it actively, I have yet to find one person that was reliable. And you're just the latest one.
Sorry.
I do not know.
Doodles, there's a time when you can just shut the fuck up. Shall we?
Do not know what freaking demon is infesting this community to make this all so doggone worthless, but I'm very genuinely frustrated by all of this. Because what really irks me is the entire time I was helping you clean up your community, you knew that video was sitting on your doggone channel.
Literally child mentally, yes. So if I say sorry, you have to forgive me, right?
Didn't realize that it had the problems it did.
You know, I didn't realize there were any problems. I thought it was fine.
Suzy, you spent 2 years convincing your community that he's not a groomer. 2 years. That would be like me magically forgetting what Peaches put me through. I'm sorry, but no.
That's fair.
Doodles, I hate you. Fuck yourself sideways and into the ground, bro. That's fair. You know what? Yeah, if you say it like that, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
This all combined with the horrific things we have seen just from a cursory glance. It hasn't even been dug into. This is a cursory glance of what's in your server. I don't know how this community got as rotten and vile as it did. But I want to be clear to everybody else in here. And I've said this before, I'll say it again. This is your community's one chance of a come to Jesus moment. If you
I think that's too late for the don't come to Jesus moment. I be real.
guys do not shape up, I'm going to nuke every person in this community if I need to. Because here's the thing, I'm going to go ahead and
I will kill everyone in this community and then myself.
Out here. Donnie's on that list too. Because they've said some screwy things in that server too. And I'm not going to accept any, well, he has trauma for this one. That excuse is done and over with. Dusted. And I don't care how many of you that pisses off. Feel free to come at me whenever you feel the chance to. I'm tired of this. I am genuinely tired of all of you here who are adults.
You think Lyo took a nap after this call?
Who are in that server or in this community, winking and just being fine with these types of horrific actions and treating people who are quote-unquote annoying literally worse than predators have been treated in this community. Now, I've calmed down quite a bit in the past while. I'm on some decent medication. You guys are about to have me wild.
He got the good stuff.
Keeps up. But I don't want to have to be in that position again. Don't force me to be. Suzy, I hope you get that channel back and running. And I hope you're able to get people what they need here. I'm going to ask you for a specific export as well. I'm not going to sit here and harp on you too hard as long as you give me the stuff that's been needed so far. I am furious, despite my very calm tone currently, because I've had an entire week to temper it. This has been asinine, this has been thoughtless, and it has been cruel. This community cannot go on about how much it values people and cares about victims.
No, those are the victim advocates. Don't you know? Victim advocates who are still surprised when the victim isn't over the rape after a year. You know what? The victim should get a hold of themselves.
Does this. At this point, the only survivors of that doggone cloak and dagger call are essentially Ellie and I. Every other person who tried to wave a moral flag in that has either been dusted as worse or as bad as the people they took out.
Okay, he said flag. God, I'm getting tired. I was like, what? What did I just say?
You know, I understand some forms of venting. To a point. But there is some genuinely deranged things in that server. And if we had found it in anybody else's server, Suzy, you and others would have want these people hung by their toes and hit with sticks until candy came out of them like a piñata.
Again, I really love to use people's own moral rules against them. And yeah, if it came to Doodle, Sitten, and the entire club, if it was anyone else, they would have loved to scream at these people in a call.
I do not know how you could, oops, I forgot all of this. I'm sorry, I don't. You guys, despite being, what, 50 people at any given time in that server, you guys just would not shut up. I do not buy the I didn't know it was that bad. How could you not know it was that bad? I just don't get it.
Gee, I didn't see it, Lio. Gee.
Perhaps delusion? Perhaps...
No. Doodles. You know what? Perhaps I had delusions.
I'm just numb to it. I don't know.
Perhaps I'm just numb. Hey, Blue Jay, thanks for subscribing. You know what? Maybe it was the delusions that I thought it was okay.
I mean, realistically, this community has been this way for a while, so it could just all have been very normalized to me.
I can't buy that.
That's fair. I'm bringing it up as maybe...
I'm telling you why I can't buy it.
Okay.
Because you always remember your pain.
Okay.
You always remember when people have wronged you. You'll always remember the Nekokotas and the V-Omegas and the F-ROMs that were annoying to you. That was your main concern with them, is that they were annoying and obnoxious.
Listen, annoying people on the top tier shit list.
I'm not saying that to rope in F-ROM with a predator. I'm saying that if it's always your doggone focus, you'll remember that. You won't see how your actions affect other people. It's something children learn.
It's merely bringing it up as a suggestion. I don't really know why my priorities are as screwed as they are. I've
seen delusion. This is not delusion. This is willful. This is malice.
You
guys acted like absolute monsters because you didn't think you'd get caught.
Yes.
That's what that was. And I will not accept anything short of that, because that is not what reality is leading me to. I'm sorry, but it's not.
That's fair.
The last call, you made a big shitting deal about, I don't like the implication that you're acting like I'm malicious. And no, yeah, you know what? Yeah, it's fair. Yeah. If you say it like that, that's fair. Yeah, you know what? I'm malicious. Thunder pushy.
That is a good answer.
Ah, good answer. Yes, that's a good answer.
What you need to do is you need to get your GED and you need to get a job.
You need to get a job.
Not come back online and get a community or whatever this other nonsense is. I don't even know why somebody asked you, frankly, what going forward your platform's going to be, because who cares? You shouldn't have one at this point. And I've sat there. Here's my problem. I have sat here and I have defended you on some things. I have given you a lot of grace, a lot of room, much to the chagrin of many, many other people.
Yep.
Much to the chagrin of many other people. But now I have you treating Linlin and other children absolutely horrendously. Then I have you magically not remembering the FCK stuff. Then I have you defending George This is too
Listen,
much
the
of...
selective amnesia is really strong in this one.
I don't know, and I forgot. I don't buy it. Because you can remember commentaries from almost a decade ago and members from it, but you can't remember that you spent 2 years getting your community to warn out somebody who was accused of grooming. It was factual, by the way. I don't understand you.
I literally said like a week ago that I played defense for George. Like I don't know where this is coming. This idea. I don't know where
No,
this
my
idea.
point is
Why are people suddenly mad at me?
Forgot. My point isn't that you forgot that you played defense. My point is that you magically between 2021 and last Sunday forgot that you did that.
Yes, there's a George the groomer.
That's my point. It wasn't. Then you knew it while you were helping me. Actually, more so, I was helping you root these other freaks out. You didn't forget. You remembered it.
Oh, you're talking about like what's in. Okay, you're gonna have to run this by me again. I think I've gotten my wires crossed.
Oh god. You have more than just some wires crossed, honey.
Like, over the course of the week, I have said, over the course of the week, I earlier said, like, when all of this came out, that I ran for defense for George. Because I thought he was innocent. And you're saying that I forgot between the week, or...
I'm saying
like, I'm genuinely not
point...
How are you this stupid? You forgot for apparently like 3 to 4 years that you did this and never apologized or never brought it up.
In the back of your... No, I'm saying at no point in the back of your mind for the almost 3 years I was helping you in this community, you at no point remembered or brought up this nonsense.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what you've been trying to tell me on.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Alright. I thought you were talking about within the week. My bad.
Oh gee, my bad, my bad. This is weaponized incompetence, yeah, it really is.
I'm not trying to be obtuse about it. I'm genuinely
You
sorry.
literally are.
Sorry, I misunderstood.
Well, you're not trying, you're succeeding. But it's whatever. Again, this is going to be the last big call we're ever going to have with you, so at this point, there's no point in correcting it. But you've had years. The sad thing is, Suzy, if you had come to me or anybody about this 2-3 years ago and gotten it properly sorted, recognized the screw up you did, maybe we'd be in a different position here, but we're not. And the one thing is you're really lucky about is that this is happening now and not 2 years ago. Because it actually would have been awful for you. This is probably the most calm call I've had about something this absolutely awful. Because unfortunately the problem is so big, I have to do what a teacher does, and I have to curve grading for the entire doggone class.
Yeah.
This community has treated grooming like it's a freaking joke. What the pain and suffering children went through, and turned it into a punchline, or some easy way to needle somebody who's just annoying.
You know what? They might have been raped and groomed and used, but they are annoying, so fuck them. Dude, that's Doodle's motto.
Got plenty of people who have been annoying in my life. I never felt the need to go down to a horrible level and compare them to child predators because somehow I just forgot they were child predators because I just remember them as being annoying. I don't understand this. Like, what's it going to take for you and a lot of other people in this room to actually grow up? Because this is ridiculous. I shouldn't be the one coming in here and fixing all this, frankly.
The silence.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else we need to cover.
Silence hurts.
Suzy, you were given a lot of grace. More than a lot of other people would in general.
Yeah, it was even until recently. Because people wanted her to come back. You know, after she was already told to take a leave because of the FCK situation. And people were like, yeah, you know what, I miss Doodletones. Doodletones should come back.
And your response to that was to squander it in the most foolish of ways
A
possible.
very pregnant pause. This pause is about to give birth, fruit gummy.
Because before all this, I was hoping maybe you could come back and just do things you enjoy doing. Maybe not be the figurehead of a community, but just talk about your goofy little things, because, you know, whatever. Even the people who you had wronged just wanted you to spend some time offline. It had been over a year at this point. And they didn't even say for you to forsake being around your friends. They just said, don't be on your platforms. Reasonable. So I was hoping you'd be able to come back, frankly, because I figured maybe you'd find some fulfillment. And you have taken
I hope Doodles finds nothing but unhappiness in her life.
any of that, and you dashed it aside. And the sad thing is you did it years ago, and I didn't even know. And now I feel like I have to babysit every single human being around me, because clearly if I don't, they do the dumbest of possible things. And then, oops, forget that they did it.
Hoppala.
I'm tired.
Sorry to have wasted your time.
Oh my god. The pity party. Sorry, I wasted your time. Jump. 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 Jump into the air.
Is there anything else that needs to be covered here that I'm not remembering? Because it is getting late in the day. Okay.
My conspiracy theory is that she edited her account so she can start freshly, possibly undetected. Oh, definitely, she will come back. No one ever leaves, nothing ever happens. And I also think that she uploaded many of her recorded calls on there, you know, as privated videos, you know, to archive them. So if she would have given over the account, they would have found those. And they could have also checked the comments in her videos where people dogpiled the victims.
We'll get the list of requests to her. I'm still in contact. And I will be until everything's handed over properly. All right. You're dismissed, Suzy.
Alright. Everyone.
Alright, bye everyone. God, I hate her. There's so much.
After this call, everyone was given what they requested. I even passed Leo's reaction to Suzy's apology directly to Suzy.
Oh.
She chose to leave without a word acknowledging it. I honestly can't express how disgusting it is to find out that someone who claimed to care about victims, who helped run awful people out, was doing all of this. It's clear to me why I wasn't ever brought into Cloud Palace. The culture there would have been lit on fire if I was. If you're wondering why I'm not going into great detail, that's because Chuli's working on a longer edited video that'll go into said detail.
I'm really looking forward to Julie's video.
I'm just the forerunner in this to get the calls out. I will ask the audience to control their baser instincts and not run to random videos Suzy was in to comment. Let her former friends have some time to digest this and for the info to spread. Personally, I'm tired. I guess I figured the people beside me who claim to have similar values to me would have that internal consistency, that they genuinely did these things out of a sense of responsibility. But apparently not. I'll survive though, and so will the other people in this. I am sad though with the realization that I've now ran off, or helped run off, two people
There's now the most based person Julie is around.
or even couldn't. I'm not sure how to feel about that. But I appreciate Chuli's candor, fire, and willingness to edit these calls so I can upload them. I've got more work to do, so I'll get back to it now. Please give your support to the victims who were forced into silence for so long. Links to one of their videos is in the description. Take care.
We did it. It didn't have to be a 3-parter. God, this is such a disaster. I expected it to be bad, you know, when all the stuff about Doodletones came out. But I didn't expect it to be that bad, you know? With her comments, especially about the victims. We made it, we truly made it. So I definitely, let's see, is someone currently streaming? Boop. No. Okay. then I would we did it. I'm so proud. Fuck Doodles. Yes. I would definitely recommend you all then to check out Yen's video. Because this is on Toasty Vanilla. It's quite good. Another call that is terrible. Where Yen has the patience of a saint. You know, if you want some more pain. And otherwise, that would have been it for me. Thank you all so much for stopping by. Have a good night, good evening, or whatever time it is for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. There's my playlist. Bye-bye!